find our courage, time to be deployed. Make our only stand here, make our roads complete. All we waited for now, past the future meet. Get your weapons ready, kiss loved ones goodbye. Now our time is coming, and it is not the time to cry. Fight the war. Fight the war. Fight the war. Oh, who cares why we're fighting? It's about the bite. Let the writers writing settle wrong from right. In the time of conflict, when the bullets fly, in the space of seconds, a life you cannot buy. Face the facts before you, face the simple truth. We're hopelessly outnumbered, it's tragic but it's true. Make your last formation, take the final road. Now it's time for endings, now it's time to go. Fight the war. Oh, fight the war. Fight the war. Souls in the ruins, or rubble in the streets. Corpses near the buildings, all is light and heat. Time to take a stand, boys, time to make a choice. Time to find our courage, time to be deployed. Make our only stand here, make our oaths complete. All we waited for now, past the future meet. Get your weapons ready, kiss the ones goodbye. Now our time is coming, and it is not the time to cry. Fight the war. Oh, fight the war. Fight the war. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm fighting the war because that's what happens on a Friday. Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, Argonauts, to a Friday night stream. Hello, everyone. It's April 7th, and it's about 10 minutes to 10 p.m. Eastern, and I hope everybody is doing well and looking forward to some fun with Fighting Fantasy and Beneath Nightmare Castle. Before we get started, you guys know the way to support the stream. !ArvTube will get you over to the YouTube channel where you can check out past broadcasts of the stream. Steam Group, which is where you can get announcements made. Although I have to say, although we are going to continue to use Steam Group for a while, if the Discord app continues to work as well as it has, if the Discord server continues to be as good as it has been so far, then that's going to be a pretty big thing that we use quite a bit, because so far it's gotten a lot of attention, a lot of interest, and people seem to be excited, and all that is good stuff. So if you have not already done so, please type in !Discord so you can get over to the Discord channel and get yourself added in there. If you're a Patreon supporter, you'll be able to do that and actually get get into the Patreon part of the server as well, where you can chat with other patrons about stuff for the Patreon and that sort of thing. And of course, last but certainly not least, !Arvtreon, which is where you can contribute to said Patreon. We're currently sitting at $591.04, which is just an amazing number. We topped out, I believe, at 602 or 603, I think is the record so far. I'm going to be putting new tiers, pledge tiers, and putting together new reward levels and all that kind of stuff either tomorrow or Sunday. I do have a convention that I'm going to tomorrow, a conference called Lunacon. I'm going to be doing a panel tomorrow afternoon, and then I'm going to be doing a panel and a reading on Sunday. It's about 25 minutes from my house, so it's pretty close. But if anyone is in the New York State area, by the way, or somewhere around New York City, I would love to see any or all of you there and meet you guys face to face. But anyway, so I'm going to be doing that. So although I am going to be streaming tomorrow night, and I'm going to be around doing writing and other kinds of things, it is conceivable that I may not be able to get all of that done over the weekend. So I will try. And within the next few days anyway, the Patreon will be updated with new stuff. We have some new possibilities that we're kind of playing around with right now, so that'll be cool. So definitely check out the Discord and the YouTube and the Steam group, and of course support the Patreon if you possibly can, because it really does make a big difference. Even the existence of the Discord server has proven that it makes a difference, so please continue to do that. I also want to mention very quickly, because I saw someone talking about this before, I think it was Seymour who said that he's starting reading Greyshade. Thank you. And if you haven't already done so, Greyshade, the paperback edition, is now out and is available, so you can now get the paperback, you can get the ebook, and Trendane Sparks, who is one of the members in fine standing of the Our Vocalists, my voiceover team, is doing the audiobook of it and has just wrapped up the epilogue. I have more comments to give to him, and he's got some stuff to refine, and then we got to send it over to the place. So it's not coming out tomorrow, but the audiobook is going to be out pretty soon with Trendane as the narrator, and he has done an amazing job. Like I just could not be happier with how well it's coming out. So if you're interested in the audio, that's coming soon. But in the meantime, the paperback and the ebooks are available, so definitely check that out if you possibly can. Tonight, Beneath Nightmare Castle, tomorrow, Beneath Nightmare Castle, but I want to highlight on Tuesday, during my regular stream, which, as you guys know, takes place during the day, starting at noon Eastern Daylight Savings Time, I will be interviewing Nicholas from the Shure AI team, which are the people that did Skyrim Enderal. So I'm going to be talking to him about Skyrim Enderal and about the things that they worked on there, and you guys will have a chance to ask your questions as well about the process of developing what is essentially its own game. I mean, yes, it's a mod, but it's such an incredibly elaborate and comprehensive and all-consuming mod that it almost isn't a mod, really. So I want to talk to him about that and about the process of doing it. And it's, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be cool. So definitely mark your calendars for that. Again, that's going to be noon Eastern Daylight Savings Time on April 11th, this coming Tuesday. And then we're going to have Skyrim Enderal and nominations for the Chat Chosen Game of the Month coming up on Tuesday as well. So that's what's going on with that. And the last announcement that I want to make is about ARVCon that is coming in May. ARVCon is going to be, I'm going to make an announcement about the date, and I'm going to make an announcement about the events pretty soon. As I say, I've been very happy with how this has been progressing. We are going to have a voiceover event. We're going to have a Marathon Infinity and Beyond D&D event. We are also going to have a secret event that I can't talk about, which is Saturday evening, and that's going to be super awesome. And that's going to be a big event, and I'll talk more about that when I get all of the final particulars set and put away. We're going to have a music concert as well. We have 5 corporate sponsors for this so far. We'll probably get 1 or 2 more, so we're going to end up with about 6 corporate sponsors for this, which will be the first time that we've ever had any kind of official sponsorship for ARVCon. So, and they'll be providing game donations and, all that kind of good stuff, all to benefit the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation. As you guys know, this is a big highlight of the channel every year, and so I'm pretty excited about it. So you guys should be too. I think you're going to love that weekend. It's a Friday night, Saturday all day, Sunday all day affair. So we're going to get some money raised to fight cancer with the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation. So that's going to be good times. Okay. With that said, though, hey, Takanji, what's up, everybody? Yeah, let me say hi to everybody, by the way, who's here to start out. Hello to Rogan, Takanji, Splatter, Shalom Salam, Seymour, Porquito, Orb Weaver, Nonstop, Mr. Viddle, Canusial, Joey, Hillness, Ekeg, Dragon Wright, and of course, my wonderful mod, Dragon Spear. I know, right? Orb Weaver, isn't it amazing? But yeah, next month. It was May of last year that we did it. And I think it was April or May of the year before that we did it as well. So it's always right around this time. So, yep, I'm definitely excited. Let's see. There was something I was going to mention, and I don't remember what it was. I don't remember. Anyway, Beneath Nightmare Castle is coming up next. Oh, that's what I was going to mention. If you have not already done so, last time that I'm going to post this, I wanted you guys to vote on the question of the day. And the question of the day is, the greatest superhero ever created is 1, Superman, because the dude can bend bullets with his eyes. 2, Batman, because Batman. 3, Spider-Man, because no one is better at cracking jokes while getting his butt kicked. 4, Wonder Woman, because holy crap, dat lasso though. 5, Thor, because demigod duh. 6, other, how could you miss _. And I've seen actually votes for Deadpool. I've seen votes for, the heck was it? Spaceball, Starball, Speedball, which yes is a complete waste. I've seen a vote for Wolverine and a vote for the Flash. So yes, I don't. This is the problem, right? I mean, if I were going to put something in, I would throw in for two of my favorites, which would be Green Arrow and Moon Knight. But nobody ever talks about Moon Knight, and Green Arrow, although he's awesome, doesn't get as much attention as I think he should because everyone thinks that he's Batman, even though he isn't. So yes, because I'm Batman. So that's the deal with that. And I'm glad to see Wonder Woman getting a bit of love, because I actually have not, I'm looking forward to checking that movie out. I was never that big a Wonder Woman fan initially of the comic, but I have to say that I did watch my share of the 70s/80s TV show with Linda Carter. And it was completely related, of course, to the superhero. There was no other possible reason that I, a young man of, at the time, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, would have any reason whatsoever to be watching, Linda Carter. So I just want that to be known, that it was completely about the lore that, yeah. Anyway, but I'm actually looking forward to it. The trailer does look interesting, yeah. I am worried that it's going to be DC doing the let's make everything the dullest conceivable color palette. The thing like where everything becomes basically everyone's Batman. And I'm just like, everyone is not Batman, okay? Like, stop making everybody Batman. They're not, including Wonder Woman. But, we'll see. I'm willing to go in with an open mind. God knows DC needs a hit. I mean, after the stuff they've been spewing, they need something to kind of help compensate for what Marvel's done. So it'll be interesting to see. But with that said, so this is your last chance. You've got votes right now. I'm going to put up a last call on this. Last call. Right, Splatter? Moon Knight is cool, and no one ever really gives him that much attention. He's also got a really cool backstory, I find. Moon Knight's cool. So, yeah, exactly. This is set in 1940s. Make everything yellow. Yeah. It is interesting, though, isn't it, how many of the superheroes that we know, how many of them are driven by World War II stuff? You know what I mean? Like World War II business is connected with all of this. Thank you for the host, Trendane. I appreciate it, man. So much of it, it's funny because we were talking about this earlier today on my creative stream about the impact of World War II. And man, so many heroes come out of that time. So I guess it was a time when people really thought they needed good to conquer what was an overwhelming evil at that time. But anyway, so, all right. So we've got we've got Thor, we've got Wonder Woman. Anyone else? That's it. Yep. You exactly. Orb ninja'd when the world needed more heroes. That's it. Yep. Wonder Woman, Thor, and other. Okay, the winner is other. The winner is other. Spider-Man, Batman, and Superman get no love. I wasn't expecting Spider-Man to get any love, even though he's always one of those ones that everyone mentions, but he's never in anyone's top 3. I shouldn't say that. He's almost never anybody's top hero. I feel like Spider-Man is always top 3 or 4 for most people, but he's never the top guy. Whereas lots of people have Batman as the top guy. Some people have Superman, although not as much recently, and I don't know why that is. Yeah, Aquaman. Oh, Aquaman. I love the new film where they're going to make Aquaman basically into Batman of the Sea. I'm Aquaman. Like, you mean you're Batman with a squid? Shut up. I'm Aquaman. I'm dark. I'll take this. So, yeah, the mythology. Yeah. And Kill Bill. Yep. So, all right. So, other, how could you miss blah has won with 4 votes. Okay. Well, I accept this. I accept this possibility. All right. Let me get rid of our. Oh, I know, Seymour. DC is edgelords. Yeah, I agree, Seymour. Enough with. Well, the thing about it is, see, here's the thing. I don't understand. I didn't think that the reboot was that bad. I thought the reboot movies were pretty good, actually. And then all of a sudden, it was like, no, these are atrocious. Let's reboot it. And I'm like, why? What was wrong with what's-his-face, whose name I can never remember, who was playing Spider-Man? I think he was fine. Tobey Maguire. What was wrong with Tobey Maguire? I don't know. I don't understand why that was, I understand why the Incredible Hulk needed reboots, because what garbage. But, man, like, I don't get it. Anyway, let's get rid of that. Let's turn on that. Hello, everyone. Good to see you all. I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome, everybody. Aquaman with a hook, make him a little edgier without it being dumb. I know. The problem is that I think there's just something fundamentally not functional about Aquaman as far as an interesting character. He is a potentially interesting character, But the place where he would be interesting, you can't easily show him being interesting. You know, you can do that to a degree in a comic book because you can demonstrate, you know, the thing where he's thinking about it. But the minute you put live action in, including, you know, or I should say, you know, animated features or anything that involves movement, it becomes really difficult because quite obviously he's not going to be able to talk under the sea in a way that anybody can understand. So the whole thing becomes this like internal monologue with him like, you know, like basically radaring, you know, sonaring a lot of creatures. And then you have the fact that most supervillains don't wander around the oceans of the world. You know, most supervillains are doing stuff on land. And so Aquaman just ends up being kind of wasted. I feel like there's nothing, it's not anyone's fault. It's just they've never been able to do anything with him to make that happen. I did post, that is not true, Mort. I did post my stream. The stream should go live. The stream should have been up there. Hold on. Oh, shoot. I don't want to do that. Hold on a second. Yeah, exactly, Rogan, right? This is not it. Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom, 1,000 miles away from Aquaman. I guess Takanjia, but see, even there, that's not the problem. It's that you can't hear him either. Like, at least you can't hear him in the moments that matter, right? Like, that's the problem. You can't hear him, really. Yeah, why did that? That's weird. You're right, Mort. That didn't go off. Why did that not go off? I'm just starting, Fire Snake. Thunder. Yeah, you're quite right. Thank you, Fire Snake. Thanks, man. So much for the host. Okay, I just posted the announcement stage now. Sorry, Mort. Thank you. You missed none of it. I just started. So I don't know why that didn't do that. Because this morning, when I did my creative stream, it went live just fine. So, sorry. No, not even. 20 minutes? 25 minutes, maybe? So, yeah, sorry, guys. I don't know why that happened. But, yeah, so Takanji, it's not so much not being able to see his face, it's not being able to hear him. You know, and that's the biggest issue, is not being able to hear him. I mean, again, unless everything is done through internal monologue. You could do that, but, you know, you could do it, but it would be difficult, I think, to do it in a way that would really have a kind of powerful effect on people outside of it. So, you know, that's part of the problem. So, yeah, that could be part of an issue. So, anyway, but enough of that. The time has come for us to deal with, of course... Dun, 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 dun. It's true. It's what I get for relying on a potato. Well spoken. Well played. Or I see what you did there, and I'd like to subscribe to your newsletter. Beneath Nightmare Castle. And we have a lot to get through with this and a lot to explain. So let's do it. So here's the drill, people. Here's the deal. And I think we need everyone to get their thinking caps on, because this book is tough. I can already tell this book is tough. The essential setup is that you are a warrior who is returning to the village of Neuburg. Coughing all the way. You are returning to the village of Neuburg after a long and sort of arduous campaign. And as you return, you end up falling into a trap. You're brought to this guard tower. You eventually escape the guard tower. And you end up making your way to this inn. And by the way, I'm paraphrasing beyond all the deaths that you had, because you've had 3 of them already. Where you met an innkeeper, and he asked you basically if you knew the Baron, and you decided that you did, that you would reveal to him that you did. You told him about the Baron. You told him about your relationship with the Baron and your connection to him. And he, based on that, decided to trust you and basically said a lot of weird stuff is going down. The Baron came back not long before we did, with a retinue of swordsmen, basically these foreign swordsmen. Nobody knew who they were or why they were there, but they basically took over the town. And then after that, at night, people were getting killed if they wandered outside their homes at night in the city. There were these strange creatures, and one of the deaths that we had, you ended up actually fighting one of them, and they looked like these weird tentacle-faced things, dog things. It was disgusting. Anyway, so those things are outside, and so what the innkeeper told you was to keep your door locked and your shutter closed until the morning, which you did, and so you woke up safely, and that's essentially where we got. That was basically as far as we got, was having woken up knowing that there's some serious stuff going on in this place, and nobody knows exactly where that spot actually is or what exactly it is, but you need to figure out what it is. So your statistics are as follows. You have your character's name is Miss Sunday, as approved by chat. You have 12 skill, 9 luck, 9 willpower, which is basically your ability to withstand difficult situations. It's almost like a constitution score is how it feels like to me, or kind of like a mental toughness score, perhaps. So there's willpower of 9, and then stamina, which is your hit points of 19. Other than that, you've got 5 gold, and you have 3 things: backpack, armor, and a sword, and that's it. So it's very sort of, low level amount of stuff. You don't have a lot of stuff, and so a lot of this is just going to be based on your ability to keep things together, understand, really pay attention, and kind of focus. And if you can do that, then I think you're going to have something good on your hands. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to run over to, I know this is the second time I'm using this today, and I apologize, but I'm going to use the Witcher soundtrack again because it seems so perfect for this whole monster thing. This whole monster situation seems so perfect that I feel like it's just appropriate, basically, to be able to use it. So I'm going to jump over to the Wild Hunt soundtrack. Okay. That was before Dragon Spear. That was before. You did. Okay, so can everyone test volume of audio versus me, the mic? Is it good? Too loud? Too soft? Haha, thanks, Mort. A game called Night in the Woods. That sounds really familiar, Splatter. I haven't played it, but I'm almost certain I've heard of it. Sound is too loud. Mort says good audio, sound is too loud. Just slightly loud. Okay. I just dropped that down. Hopefully that's better. Okay. So, with that said, folks, the time has come. But as always, it's very important to start this way. As we are going to attempt to get through Beneath Nightmare Castle, the question that I have for all of you guys is, ladies and gentlemen, are you hyped? Hype, 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 hype. Oh, cool, Splatter. No, I had heard of the name, but I never played it. Hype, 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 hype. Lovely. All right. Let's do it up. Let's take down this Nightmare Castle. Nightmare, whatever. Okay, here we go. So, you eat an early breakfast in the common room of the Southern Star. It is a hearty meal brought to you by the innkeeper's wife. You regain up to 4 points of stamina if you've been wounded, which you have not. After paying the innkeeper, you have 5 gold pieces remaining in your purse. Record this in your adventure sheet. So I did that already. This is the 5 that you had. You return to your room to collect your sword and backpack and then step out into the market square. The sky is leaden, and the Southern Star's nameboard clatters to and fro in the gusty, drizzly wind. One quick note, the innkeeper told you to make sure that you're off the streets by dark, but he said it was fine, during the day, except that everyone's really depressed and sad for some reason, but he said it was okay to walk around during the day, so just letting you guys know as a reminder. So, will you go straight to Neuburg Keep, the home of the Baron, or will you walk about the town? Oops. And here we go. Nice, Splatter. I'll have to check that out. If you think it's good, if you think it's something I'd like, Splatter, don't forget, you can always mention it for the Chat Chosen Game of the Month. Remember, the nominations for that are going to be this Tuesday, so you could always nominate that. Except that you're going to have to battle Terry Toons, who has sworn that she will get Lionheart through as fast as possible. Although now she's talking about wanting to nominate Memoria also, the Dark Eye thing. So I don't know, but we'll see. Go pansexual. That set display name. Excuse me. Oh man, this coughing. So I think there's a way to fix that, and I don't remember how. Does anybody remember how to fix that set display name thing? Because I think it was a matter of somebody just going in and adjusting some setting, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't remember how to do it. So, anyway. Alright, we got 6 votes. This looks... I'm going to give this a last call, because it looks fairly definitive that people want to walk around town. Hey, what's up, Fallen? How you doing, man? Oh, my favorite part of this soundtrack. I totally want this as an opening. I mean, I don't see how you cannot feel badass walking around to this theme behind you. This is how I want to walk into my classes, be like... with everyone being like... do you guys think I should do that in the panel tomorrow? When I walk into the panel tomorrow, should I walk in with this music in the background, just throw down some dry ice, walk in with like... boo-ba-doo-doo-doo. Right in dressed as Geralt, right? No, not yet, Orbweaver, but I would be fine with that. I've actually watched Rob playing some of that, Game Crashers, and it looks pretty cool. That'd be totally badass. I don't know that the other panelists would like it, though. I think the other panelists would be like... pen, pineapple, apple, pun up next. Okay, so let's close this poll. We obviously want to walk around the town, so let's do it. Okay. There is no market today. The square is empty except for a few grim-faced townspeople who scurry across the cobbles. You spot a notice board nailed to a post between the stocks and a horse trough. You walk over to it and find that, among proclamations about the permitted prices for meat pies, there is a tattered map flapping in the wind. It is a plan of the town. Ooh, and I think that Dragonspear may have put this in here. I think he did this yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Ah, goddammit. Sorry. My bad. Sorry. I'm muted. Yeah, sorry. Sorry. Okay. So I was trying to figure out how to get the map fit in. So it does not fit neatly here. But this is basically what you see. So you've got Neuburg Keep, which is over in the northeastern side there. You can see that. And then you've got the East Gate, which is right below it to the south. You can see it in like the southeastern portion. And then you've got letter C is right in the middle. That's Market Square there. Letter D is the Riverside Quarter, and letter D is bottom left. So basically the southwestern portion over to the west side of that picture. And then E is the Merchants Quarter, Bridge Street. And that is, you can just see that by the little extra place, like the extra place, by the center line. You can see that I have it split over by that extra line. You can see it there. And then last, the Temple Quarter is F. So you could go to the Merchants Quarter, you could go to the Temple Quarter, or you could go west towards the wharves and warehouses at the riverside. So, where should we go? Yeah, thank you for doing that, dude. Yes. That was important. That was important. I was looking at it, I'm like, oh crap, that's not really, so thank you. Whoops. Okay. There we go. You get a half. Very nice, very nice. Okay, what's it going to be? Now that's interesting, Takanjia. That's interesting. You know what? Yes. Yes, you can. You can indeed use your inspiration. Now, I have not yet actually updated the inspirations for this month, so there may be a few of you who are patrons that I may not have added or reset, but there is a Patreon list from last month, and yes, you can do that. Actually, it's a good idea. That's a good idea, Takanjia. Why not? Yes, absolutely you can. Because it'll just work the same way. You roll 2 dice, you roll it twice, you take the higher result. Why not? You're just inspiring whoever the dice roller is, like if it's Dragon Spear or whoever. Yep. So there you go. So those are the people who can actually inspire. Now that's a little bit out of date because there may be a few of you who are patrons that aren't listed in there. If so, we'll work it out. I haven't had a chance to update it, but this is who we've got right now. So yes, that's a good call. One thing that's important though, if you're going to inspire, you have to do it before the dice roll. So before the dice roll happens, you need to inspire. You can't wait and then go, okay, now I want to inspire. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right, so what are we going to do? We go north to the Merchant's Quarter, go east to the Temple Quarter, or go west towards wharves and warehouses at the riverside. So right now, it looks like 3 of you want to go to the Temple Quarter. We got 1 vote for west. What about, that's it? We got some others? Let me get a few more people in there. We got more people in here than that. What's it going to be? No, what it does, Rogan, is it allows you to make the roll twice and take the higher result. Or I should say, the better result. So, for example, if you have to make a die roll and see if you get less than your skill, obviously that's the case where you want to get less because you're making some skill check, and the higher skill that you have, the better. But if you want to do something like that, then you can choose the lower result if it's better. So basically, you get to roll the dice twice and decide which roll you want to take. That's the advantage. That's what an advantage does. So it's really 2 rolls take your decision. It's just 99 times out of 100 people take the higher roll, but not always. So. Yep. It's one of the best mechanics that Dungeons & Dragons added, in my opinion, is inspiration. It's a great mechanic. Bear with me, guys. I'm going to fix my webcam here quickly. Lovely. There we go. Now it's fixed. I know you can't. I know, because I can't show both of them is the problem, Rogan. I mean, I guess I can try to shrink this down now. So just let me know if you need that scene again. I know that's badly shrunk, but that's the only way I can show both of them. Nice, Splatter. You always wanted to be a bard. Inspire with a toot. Okay, so last call. Did I get a last call on this yet? No, I didn't. Last call. Full screen, you can read it? Okay, cool. That's the only picture that will happen with. Most of the times the pictures are single page, so... Yeah, but they don't have to be, though, Mort. I mean, you know, over time, those things can be adjusted. There's talk about them doing, working on Eberron, which I love Eberron, so I'd be all about that. And there are other sort of settings that they've talked about. I can imagine Dark Sun going. I think they have a winner with 5e. I think 5e solved a lot of problems. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I think it's pretty good. I think it's the best edition that I've played, and I've played every edition but 3.5. Sorry. Is that right? No, every edition but third. I played every edition but third. So I played first, second, 3.5, fourth, and now fifth. And having played and DM'd in all of those, I think 5e is the best. I mean, I can tell you right now that it's to me the most flexible, and it sort of takes away the 4e let's play a tactics game, which is really what 4e is. But it also gives people this sense that there is some... It allows you to provide a sense of a visual field without restricting it and making it just about that, so I'm digging it. Yeah, so... D&D on Tabletop Sim. I'm telling you, Splatter, D&D on Roll20, man, that's where it's at. That is the good stuff. Okay, so the Temple Quarter it is. The Temple Quarter it is, all right? Here we go. The Temple Quarter of Neuburg is one of the oldest parts of the little town, and the most peaceful. It contains a number of walled residences, as well as the fairly humble shrines and temples to the northern gods that the ancestors of the Neuburgers brought with them when they settled this area by force several centuries ago. The newest and grandest temples, dedicated to the currently fashionable gods and goddesses of commerce and farming, occupy large parks along the magnificent New Wall Street. From here, narrower avenues climb the lower slopes of Castle Hill and provide access to the smaller and older shrines and temples. You find that walking up these winding avenues is like traveling backwards in time into the history of Neuburg and its once barbaric people. But as you climb up past the ever more dilapidated temples of ever more ancient and forgotten cults, you begin to despair of finding anything useful in this part of the town. You head for an unusually grand building which looks like this. Hold on a second, I'll show you exactly what it looks like. There we go. You head for an unusually grand building that looks as if it is the oldest temple of all, but as you approach, you see that it is virtually derelict and apparently deserted. Do you wish to press on and visit this last temple, or turn back to the center of town? Okay, what's it going to be? Yeah, Roll20 is great, Splatter. That's what I do all my D&D campaigns on. That's what I do the D&D with viewers. It's what I do D&D with Infinity Beyond, D&D with GOG. It's all Roll20. I don't like the cut of the first guy's jib. You have a problem with him? Well, the D&D with viewers more that I'm doing right now, actually, I've been doing a Fighting Fantasy campaign. There's a role-playing system called Advanced Fighting Fantasy, and in fact, I'm not only playing that with viewers once every other month, but I have a friend of mine comes over and plays with myself, my wife, and daughter every Wednesday, and we play for a couple of hours this Advanced Fighting Fantasy. So I'm actually doing the Warlock of Firetop Mountain, but I'm doing not the Gamebook, obviously. I'm doing the module that they made with it. It's cool because it's a simpler system, and it's a good, like, this, my friend had never played any role-playing stuff at all. So this is all new to him, so this is a good system. It just involves 6-sided dice and just 1 or 2 of them. So it's a very simple system to grasp, and it's a little bit railroady, you know, the system, but it gives him a chance. And I have the Warlock of Firetop Mountain and then Sorcery, the Sorcery campaign, which I'm doing, and then after those, then I'll move them into D&D 5e after that. But yeah. A Jenga block game is the main mechanic? Really? That's cool. Cool beads. Yeah. Yeah, well, listen, I mean, because we've, you know, she thinks it's fun because we think it's fun, you know? And that makes a big difference, so. But yeah, she's great. Also, thank you for the tweet, Uncle Elias. I did not put that out this time, so thank you. Thank you for the tweet. I knew there was something I forgot. I knew there was something I didn't do. Some goddamn social networks to update and... Non-medieval fantasy. No. I have played some Shadowrun myself, but I have not, I've not GM'd in it, and I'm not really competent to GM in it. I will fully admit that I kind of prefer medieval fantasy myself. That's kind of my bag. So that's kind of what I enjoy the most. Although, I have kept playing around with the idea of doing some kind of Star Wars thing. The problem is I don't like the system. You know, I keep wanting to like it. I keep wanting to like it. I keep going back over to it. I keep being like, yeah, maybe it's good this time. And then I'm like, why reinvent the wheel? Why do we need to have 700 different kinds of dice for different, like, what? Successes, sons, but sons don't mean the same thing as what? Like, what the... Come on. Like, So I don't like the system, and I want to like it. I would love to be able to do it, but I find the system very opaque. It's weird to watch, and I mean, could I get used to it as a GM? Yes, but my time is limited, and having to spend tons and tons of time to pick up a system that I don't think most... I think most of the real life people I know that would play and stuff like this would bounce off of it, and people online might not, but it would be kind of a stretch. I don't know. The system is not streamlined to me. Werewolf the Apocalypse. Oh, nice, Fall, nice. No, unfortunately not, Rogan. Unfortunately not. Inspiration only works on dice rolls. Have to kind of limit it, otherwise it would get a little bit overpowered. So, okay, let's last call this. How you feeling about Werewolf the Apocalypse? That's White Wolf, right, Fallen? That's White Wolf's thing? I think White Wolf did Vampire the Masquerade and Werewolf the Apocalypse, I think. Isn't that White Wolf? I believe. We were just talking earlier today on my creative stream about GURPS and stuff. The Death Spirals. Thank God for that, right? Werewolves are delicious. What's up, Trendane? How you doing, man? And you grew up on it, yeah. White Wolf was legit. You know, that was kind of the glory days, I feel like, especially in British role-playing. Back in the 80s, you had White Wolf going on. You had Games Workshop before Games Workshop became all Warhammer all the time. There was a time where Games Workshop was a really good, broad-based company that did the Warlock of Firetop Mountain board game. It did Talisman, again, which is amazing. It did Chainsaw Warrior, an underrated single-player game, which is... far from perfect, but which has some cool aspects to it nonetheless, and it was trying for different things. There were lots and lots of cool games they came out with, and then they just ditched all of it. Blood Bowl, and then they ditched all of it, and they're just like, nope, now it's all Warhammer. But so Games Workshop, White Wolf, there were some good things coming out of there. Joe Deaver was recently passed away. He was doing the Lone Wolf books at that time, so there's some good stuff. Oh yeah, well that's fine. That's fine. I totally get that. Okay, so we're going to press on and visit this last temple. Let's do it. This is visiting the last temple music. The ruined temple is set on a rocky outcrop halfway up Castle Hill. The path to it is steep and narrow, and you can almost feel the watching presence of the ominous, windowless edifice as you clamber up towards it. The dark stone facing of the temple is pitted and crumbling, but a long line of enormous grim-faced statues of weapon-wielding kings and queens is still standing. The only entrance is a small, dark hole in the middle of this line of guardians. Standing in the doorway, apparently dozing, is a wizened old man. Will you approach the old man or hide in the rocks and watch the temple entrance? All right. All right, what's it going to be? What do you guys want to do? Oh! Okay, wait. This is important. I'm sorry. The other thing I didn't remind you of, I don't mean to give this away, but this is important. The innkeeper also told you to go visit the temple and to talk to Hugh, H-U-W, the old priest. He told you to go talk to him because he had information for you and that you could trust him. So I forgot in my summary to remind you of all that. Sorry. He actually mentioned that. I didn't put it in your notes either. So if you want to change your vote, you can do that. $ change vote. It's change vote, all one word, space, and then that one. So my bad. I didn't mention that. But the innkeeper told you to go visit this guy, and I forgot to bring that up in my summary. So that's not cheating. That's literally me having forgotten to tell you something. So sorry. My bad. Who says we could trust that shady innkeeper? True. Maybe this is another dozing man. Maybe this is not Hugh, the old priest, but Whoa, the old priest. Elias, the Pied Piper of Fighting Fantasy. Alright, I'm gonna last call this. Sorry. I will not do that again because I won't have to because I put all the notes. I should put that here, actually. Excuse me. The old priest can vouch for him? Yeah. Exactly. It's all the setup. That's exactly right. Okay, so let's close that poll again. My apologies for somewhat botching that choice. Okay, so you approach the man. As you approach him, he looks at you and says, "I will eat your soul." No, he doesn't say that. You walk up to the forbidding entrance. The old man remains motionless. "Hey, what's up, Law?" Propped on his staff until you were only a few paces away. Then he opens sparkling blue eyes and snaps at you. "I am Hugh, last priest of Oiden in this town. Hurry inside, my friend, for enemies are approaching." He turns sharply and beckons you to follow him into the depths of the gloomy ruin. His voice sounds familiar, but you cannot quite recall when and where you've heard it before. Do you wish to follow him, or return to the center of town? Hey, Law. There we go. Oh, the whispers still show up on my channel, on this chat system, unfortunately, Orb. So, but now I know. Okay, cool. That's fine. Was that from that's from this month coming, Orb? Like you just, I mean, I should say you backed the Patreon last month, so you'd be getting it this month. Yeah? Am I wrong about that, or was that a couple months ago? Or was it a choice of one or the other? I just don't remember, and I'll see it when I actually see the level or whatever, but I just wondered. You guys do your meat pies. Okay, I'm gonna last call this. Just went to the next level. Okay, cool. Alright. Lovely. Epic poem it is, sir. I will epically poet. For you. Alright, so. Let's close that poll. Okay. 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 Hugh leads you into a circular hall where he genuflects at the trunk of a spindly white branch tree that twists upwards from the center of the stone floor. He then ushers you into a cramped side chamber. You sit in a low stool and find Hugh standing beside you, holding a knife to your throat.
Be still and listen, he hisses. I rescued you from the dungeon of the East Gate because I suspect you may be the warrior that Olden has foretold will arrive to challenge the evil in this town. If you are the prophesied hero, you have with you a valuable treasure that links you to Neuburg. You must donate the treasure to this temple in order to obtain Oyden's assistance. If you are indeed the chosen one, give me the item now. Neuburg's peril increases hourly. Concealed in your belt, you have a jewel-encrusted gold ring given to you many years ago by Baron Tholdur. This is the one that was actually shown to the innkeeper to make him trust you, by the way. And the innkeeper sent you to this guy. It is your most valued possession. Hugh turns away. Will you offer him Baron Tholdur's ring, say that you have no such treasure, or attack him with your sword? Attack him with your sword. Wow. Really? You guys are like, screw you, old man. Damn. Attacking with the sword, huh? Let's go full frontal. You didn't like the cut of the jib of the other guy either. Oh, it's displayed properly now? Nice, nice. Yeah, I know there's a way to fix it. I didn't know. All right, so what are we gonna do, guys? Again, this is the person that the innkeeper sent you to see. Nice. Okay, that's what it is. All right. Yeah. Alright. 4, 2, and 2. Right, Fire Snake? I know, I know. It's on my list to be getting back to sometime this year for sure. Okay, last call. Alright, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Okay. You have offered him the ring. The old priest cannot disguise his joy as he beholds the gem-encrusted gold ring resting on the palm of your hand. He snatches it from you and exults. Now I will rule all of Neuburg! I'm kidding, he doesn't do that. He snatches it from you and exults. Just as Oyden foretold, Neuburg has found its champion at last. My friend, I can help to prepare you for the trials you must endure. But first, I suggest you fortify yourself with a square meal. Follow me. Surprisingly, the temple is... Today is your birthday. Hey, happy birthday, Fire Snake. Can we get some love for Fire Snake? Can we get some birthday wishes for Fire Snake in chat? Happy birthday, man. What is the horrible age that you have turned, exactly? Surprisingly, the temple is stocked with provisions. You eat well in a cavernous kitchen. You can restore up to 4 points of stamina, and you may put in your backpack enough food for another 3 meals.
Damn! You got 3 provisions. Yeah. While you eat, Hugh gives you information. I'm indescribably ancient. You older than 44? Because if not, Fire Snake, then get on my level, son. I am older than I look, my young friend, though you may not think it possible. Who tells you? I helped to build this temple, and I know why it was built here, and which evil forces it was intended to contain. Many legends tell of the clusters of armies, the slaughter and the sacrifice that took place when the ancestors of these townsfolk drove the southern hordes out. Ah, 40 years old. Very nice, man. Very nice. Like I said, dude, you know, not a lot of changes, except all of a sudden I had to keep going to the hospital for heart arrhythmia and everything, and, you know, gallstones. But otherwise, it's totally the same. No, it's fine, man. I actually, you know, past 40, it's 40 is the new 30. 30 is the new 20. 20 is the new 10. 10 is the new dead. So, the stories do not dwell on the unseen side of that conflict. The struggle between the priests of Oiden and Zakaz, the accursed archmage of the despicable gods of Zagula. Zakaz was not destroyed, but his earthly form was sundered, and his spirit sealed deep beneath the earth. This temple was constructed over one of the entrances to those subterranean chambers. Neuberg Keep was built to guard the other. The seals beneath this building are still intact, but I began to worry when Baron Thulder announced his intention to visit the infernal city of Zagula. When he returned with a retinue of southern soldiers, I was displeased, and when it became clear that leading the soldiers was a mysterious wizard whom none in Neuberg has yet seen, my fears were confirmed. Zakaz is stirring. He may already have material form. I cannot guess what he will be like or what he will do after so many centuries in limbo. So let's see if we mark this down. So the bad guy is... Okay, there we go. Let's see. He cannot yet take physical form, but his spirit has lost none of his potency. Okay. The old priest of Oiden continues his explanation. If Zakaz is resurrected and restored to his ancient powers, Neuberg and all his people will be helpless before his vengeful sorcery. I shudder to imagine the terror and despair he will inflict. However, he can be defeated and imprisoned again, especially while he is still weak. His physical form can be destroyed by the sword of a mighty warrior, such as you, and he and his minions can be weakened by the talisman of Loth. Okay. Okay, good night, Rogan. See you, man. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see. Unfortunately, the talisman is missing. A week ago, I sent Cernic, my fellow priest, to explore the keep. He has not returned, and I cannot contact him, though I think he is still alive. But wait, for the Thundercats are here. Thank you for the host, Digital Dungeon Master. Thanks, Dave. You guys are not already following Digital Dungeon Master, you should do so. Dave is a really good DM, does a lot of cool stuff, works with the folks over at Fantasy Grounds, I believe, and does a lot of like really cool adventure stuff on his channel and elsewhere, so definitely check him out. Also has a lot of cool sheets and stuff that he does too. Thanks, Law. Where are we? Blah, 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 blah. Ah, yes. You must go to the keep and try to find the Talisman of Loth before you descend into the lower caverns. Okay, so... So you gotta find the talisman before descending into the lower caverns. Do not enter the castle by the main gate. It is heavily guarded. There is a little-known side entrance you will find if you turn to the right before you reach the main gate.
Okay. I can give you no more information, but if you wish to undertake the ordeal, Oiden may yet bestow gifts upon you. So, do you wish to try the ordeal, or would you rather get on with your quest? What do you think, guys? Are you going to try the ordeal? If you have the courage to try the ordeal. Meh, sounds like an ordeal. Try the ordeal. Would you say try the ordeal, or would you say try the torment, Fire Snake? So you don't have points in courage. What you have is 9 points in willpower. So you've got 9 willpower points. You also have a 12 skill. So, one thing for those of you who missed Tuesday's session when we started, we have a new thing that I'm going to start doing because I think it works a lot better. For the skill, stamina, like the stamina is just going to be stamina, but for skill and luck, if there's any of these things where you roll one 6-sided die and add 6 to it, so everything where there's a maximum of 12, from now on I'm going to have people roll 3 rolls all at once and then assign them to the various abilities. So rather than having it be like, because the truth is it's you don't need a 12 skill to win, but you're not winning with a 7 skill. I'm sorry, you're just not doing it, not in a format like this. So if you have a low skill, it makes sense to be able to reassign it to something else, like something you won't use as much, like willpower maybe, or luck, or whatever the case may be. So I'm going to be doing that from now on. Alright, so last call. And thank you, by the way, to everybody who is watching. Again, thank you so much, Dave, Digital Dungeon Master, for the host. My name is Arvin Elleron. We are playing Fighting Fantasy Gamebook number 25, Beneath Nightmare Castle, where chat is the hero. You can actually control this character by getting in here and voting on what you see. We are trying to save the town of Neuburg from a terrible fate, and we've just been told that it's because this guy, Zakaz, has risen again and is trying to take control of this city. So we're going to find out whether or not we can stop that. Ordeal or no deal. And yes, you can always talk about why you voted for a particular thing. I'm going to last call this here. What's going on, Kilobyte? How you doing, man? How's life, dude? Alright, let's close this poll down. Alright, you guys are going to try the ordeal. Here we go. You were in the large circular chamber looking up at the strange tree. It is completely leafless, but you are sure it is alive. Its sinewy white limbs have a ghostly luminosity. Climb, Hugh tells you. You cannot see the top of the tree. It seems to disappear into shadows near the domed ceiling. You clamber up the branches until you can no longer see the room below, but still you are nowhere near the top. A strong, bitter wind clutches at you. You cling on as white mists swirl all around. Higher, your body feels fatigue and increasing pain, inhuman voices clamor in your head. Grimly, you continue to climb with all your senses assaulted. It feels as though your mind and body are being torn apart. You lose consciousness. Now for this one, yeah, he's not on our back, exactly like Yoda, right? So, Dragon, I guess you're going to be our official roller. Is that right? Our official dice roller? Just confirm for me if that's true, Dragon, that you're able to roll for me.
I don't gamble. I'll take that as a yes, Dragon. So, what we're doing here is we're going to add together your willpower and stamina. Willpower is 9, stamina is 19, so that's 28. And now you're going to roll one die 8 times. Welcome back, Mort. So you're going to roll one die, one 6-sided die, Dragon, 8 times. And what you're aiming to do is to be less than your combined willpower and stamina. So 28 is the point. You're trying to get 27 or less after rolling a 6-sided die 8 times. Oh, and wait, before you do this, don't announce it yet, Dragon. Dragon, don't announce it yet. Guys, I'm going to give you an opportunity here because of what Takanji brought up. Do not announce it yet. So, guys, what I want you to do is, based on what Takanji suggested, does one of you who has inspiration want to use it? Because if that's the case, then what this means is that Dragon Spear would do this twice. He would roll a 6-sided die 8 times twice. And then you guys could take the lower of the 2 results. So does somebody want to inspire? Use your inspiration if you have one. And that you get this from the Patreon on this roll. Because this is a fairly important roll. So since we decided to do this is a good chance to do it. Yeah, this is who we've got. That's a little outdated. Because I haven't had a chance to update for this month yet, but so if anyone here is missing one, like if anyone here is missing an inspiration because they support the Patreon, but I haven't updated it yet, let me know. Like, because I think Nonstop has inspiration, for example. He should have, but I haven't had a chance to update him yet. And you guys don't have to, but it just struck me that this was, you know. So what say you? Yes, no, maybe so? Up, down, around the town? It's an important role. That would be very important. What do we got, guys? All right, inspiration. It's inspire, Kill, but it's not going to have it listed yet. So, Kill, you've got 1 or 2 per month. I'm sorry. Just remind me, do you have 1 or 2? Okay. Okay, so now he did it. Okay, good call. So, excellent. All right, Kilobyte is going to inspire. Okay, Dragon, so you can roll those. So again, you're going to make 2 combined rolls. You're going to do 2 rolls of 8 6-sided dice each, and then take the lower result. Kilobyte is over 9,000. I'm inspired for. Okay, you got 1. All right. This is a good time to use it, Kill. It's a good time to use it. I like that idea a lot, Takanji, because I want inspiration to be something people can feel like they can use in any of this stuff. Fighting Fantasy, the D&D, or D&D with viewers. So, or DoD with GOG as far as that's concerned. So. Excuse me. This music is the rolling music. Roll, 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 roll. Yeah, that's right. Who did you inspire last month, Kill? Who did you inspire last month? Oh, Rob. Yep. Yep, that's right. That's flatter. Woot! Lower. Inspiration succeeds. What was the other number, Dragon? Dragon, what was the other number? 2 for 2. Kilobyte, most valuable inspirer. Kills the MVI. He's the most valuable inspirer. What was the other roll, Dragon? 25. Wow, okay. So it wouldn't so it would have mattered either way. It was safer. It was safer. You got more style points this way. Okay. Success. You find yourself lying on the stone floor, curled around the trunk of the tree. You spring to your feet, marveling at the feeling of well-being that flows through your body and the sense of calm, fearless purpose that fills your head. Hey, with intent. Your initial stamina and willpower. Excuse me. Okay, check out these rewards, guys. Your initial stamina and willpower are increased by 1 point each. Your initial stamina. Boop, boop. So you now have 20 stamina and 10 willpower. And you can add up to 2 points of stamina and willpower to your current scores, but you cannot exceed your new initial values, of course. So you have now gone up to 20 stamina and 10 willpower. That's no joke right there. That's pretty badass. Oiden has rewarded your fortitude, says Hugh. Now you must leave and accomplish your mission. Okay. The old priest leads you to the door of the temple and bids you farewell. There is little point in delaying your perilous quest. Somewhere in Neuburg is a broken fragment of a once potent weapon, and I would not be at all surprised if it were buried among the wares of some curio dealer. The merchant's quarter is nothing but a den of thieves. Avoid the riverside. It is an unsavory place. Return to the center of town and go to face the dangers of the keep. Oiden's blessings go with you. Double rewards, yeah. Because we did it twice. Because we were so inspired. Yeah, no double rewards. Still, though, that's no joke. 2 points each. I mean, rather a point each of willpower and stamina is no joke. So basically he says, broken fragment of a once potent weapon, buried among the wares of some curio dealer, but then he says, the merchant's quarter is nothing but a den of thieves, avoid the riverside, it is an unsavory place, return to the center of town and go to face the dangers of the keep. So that's his advice, and by the way, we're going to take a save point there, because you guys did some good stuff there. No, not Odin, Oiden. This guy has 2 eyes. He has a chicken for a pet instead of a raven. Common mistake. Having returned to the market square, you can now explore any part of Neuburg that you have not already visited. Do you choose to make for the Merchant's Quarter, the Riverside area, or Neuburg Keep? So the real question, I guess, is whether you want to ignore the priest and find this weapon that he's talking about, or just go straight to the keep. We're exploiting Zoidberg. That bass. All right, what's it gonna be, guys? What are we doing? We going to the Merchant's Quarter? We going to the Riverside area? Or we going straight to Neuburg Keep? What we should not do is freeze solid and do nothing. What do you guys want to do? You vote for fixing toast. You are enabling mediocrity with intent. You know, that's one of only 2 books that we've never beaten. We have not yet on stream beaten House of Hell or beaten Appointment with Fear. So you are partially responsible. Distracted by Breath of the Wild, I can understand. Kitchen is doom. Man, that kitchen, that whole area, man. The amount of like the cojones it must take to freaking create an area where like there's literally 5 or 6 different entries and all of them lead to death. Well, I mean, it depends on the toast, right? With intent, like if we're talking rye toast or cinnamon toast, not cinnamon raisin, cinnamon regular toast. Yes. If we're talking about white toast, come on. Wheat toast, marginal. Pumpernickel I would accept. But let's be fair. I mean, like, you know. Oh, is toast not there anymore? I thought toast was there. Oh, no, you know what it is? It's unsolvable. That's it. I make toast psychically and go to the office instead of saving innocent people because that's what heroes do. Unsolvable. By the way, I'm going to have half of a snickerdoodle cookie. This is a quarter of it. Waffles more important than innocence? Snickerdoodles are badass. Of course. Here. Here, I'm sending this to you. If your heart is true with intent, if you believe strongly enough, if you are a true believer in the Arvanaut Creed, you can take this cookie. Aw, damn. Someone believed well enough. Yeah. Yeah, you saw absolutely nothing, right, Farsnake? Snickerdoodles are Tron of the chocolate bar? Nice. Okay, Merchant's Quarter it is. That wretched hive of scum and villainy. Okay, let's do it. You stroll northwards along Bridge Street until the old stone bridge and the misty fields beyond the river are in sight. In this part of town, at least, things seem normal enough. All the shopkeepers have brought their wares out onto the street, which is reverberating with cries of fresh fruit and salted sea fish and curios from the mystic south and swords sharpened here, among scores of others. Crowds of townsfolk are bustling among the merchant stalls and trying to shelter from the drizzle beneath the brightly colored awnings. You decide to retrace your steps in order to buy some provisions, and as you mingle with the throng outside a general grocery shop, you suddenly feel that you are being watched or followed. Test your luck. Okay, so you need to test your luck, Dragon. As you guys may know if you've played with me before, the way it works is he's going to roll 2 dice, Compare it to our luck score. If it is 9 or less, we're lucky. If it's above 9, then we're unlucky. Either way, we lose a point of luck. So you gain luck for being lucky in various ways throughout the adventure, and you lose luck either through things you can do in combat or through this stuff. Welp. Not lucky. Never lucky. Unlucky, lucky, unlucky, lucky. Two robed warriors. Not having fun at this cough. Two robed warriors, looking impassive and very out of place, are standing in a clear space on a nearby street corner, and they are staring straight back. You turn to face them and stare back at them. After a few moments, without a word to one another, they abruptly walk off into an alley. Perplexed, you put your hands on your hips and realize that your purse is missing. The strings dangling from your belt have been cleanly cut. There is no sign of the thief, and now you have no money to buy provisions or anything else. Well, damn. Thieves! No, it's not the cookie. It's this cold that I'm getting over with intent. My entire family went through this. Pretty much, except my wife, I think, avoided it. But my daughter went through it, had this bad cough, and then got over it. My son, just a couple days ago, had a fever, which now broke. He's getting over this cold. My mother-in-law is going through it right now. So pretty much it just ravaged the entire household. So, yeah. My voice feels better than it did a couple of days ago, but this cough, and it's a dry cough, too. It's not really helping, so... Chat's just to switch with stamina. There you go. Okay. So... You return to the grocery stall and survey the array of cold meat pies and small loaves of crusty bread temptingly displayed in the open air. A single gold piece will buy enough for 3 meals, or if you are feeling desperate or daring, you might be able to filch enough for 1 meal while no one is looking. So you don't have any money to buy meals, so do you wish to steal a meal? Or you could leave the merchant's quarter and go to any part of the town you have not already visited. You could make your way down to the river, or go up Castle Hill to Neuburg Keep. So basically your options are, you can steal provisions. You can go down to the river. You're living in a van down by the river. Or go to Neuburg Keep. What's it going to be? Could be. It's true, Killbite. It's true. That is an interesting option, Mort, that I had not thought about. Thanks to chat. Well, chat was making sure you had the skill to handle it, so there is that. You're very skillful. You're just not very lucky, you know. Yeah, but in luck, I mean, 9 is not an awful luck score. Okay, I'm going to give this a last call. All right. So steel provisions it is. All right. So you've decided to become dirty stealing thieves. No, I'm sorry. All right. So now you must test your luck. All right, Dragon, you need to test your luck. So this time we're rolling 2 dice. We're looking for 8 or less. 8 or less. Okay. You are, in fact, lucky. Okay. You succeed in shoplifting a meat pie and a small loaf, and there is a further benefit. Behind the loaf, you find 4 gold pieces, which you quickly slip into your bag. Furtively, you slip your ill-gotten gains into your backpack. Record the addition of 1 meal and 4 gold on your adventure sheet. Well, all right. See the power of luck? That is the power of luck, people. That is the power of luck. Okay. As you make your way through the crowds back towards the market square, making your way downtown, moving fast, closing fast, and you're inbound. Sorry. You notice a tiny rickety stall that appears to be laden with junk, rags, and useless knickknacks. The proprietor, also tiny and rickety, is small and bearded enough to be a dwarf, but then again, he's ugly enough to be a goblin. He notices you staring at him. You glance away and see the 2 robed swordsmen again, still shadowing you at a distance. You look up at Neuburg Keep, shrouded in gray mist above the rooftops. And when you look again at the aged stallholder, he is smiling at you in a curiously knowing way. He beckons you with 1 spindly digit.
If you have money to spend, my friend, he says, I have an antique curio which may help you if you are having difficulties with our southern neighbors.
Are you interested in buying a piece of junk from this street trader, or will you continue on? All right, here we go. Buy something from the street trader or move on. One man's junk may as well be our junk. Yeah, one other thing that you're noticing, by the way, that Elias has done and some others have done is you can also give people, like, your thought process, you know, as to why you think we should go one way or the other. You're welcome to do that. So Elias just gave you an example of that right there. There it is. I see what Orb Weaver is doing. So that's Orb Weaver, guys. Orb Weaver has just built his pledge up from $5 to $10. So we're back up to $596.04. Thank you, Orb Weaver. Can we get some love for Orb Weaver? Can we get some serious love and credit and ARF hypes and ARF quills and all that kind of good stuff? Thank you very much, Orb Weaver. Thanks, man. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Orb Weaver. All right, so we're going to last call this. He has a Cheerio cabinet. Gives Orb Weaver hippie free love. Well, I mean, you know, what you buying, stranger? Alright, here we go. And... okay. Poll closed. You're going to buy something from the street trader. Okay, here we go. With much gesturing, the little old being invites you into a tumble-down lean-to hovel behind his stall. Inside the windowless shack, you can hardly move for bric-a-brac. Rusty weapons, broken furniture, and cracked pots take up virtually all the available space. Pausing only to light a candle, the stall holder begins to rummage with surprising energy in a particularly cluttered corner. With a triumphant cry, he pulls something from beneath a pile of rags and brings it towards you. It looks like a small garden fork. It is very rusty and it has no handle. You begin to wonder whether the old stall-hander is demented. He asks 3 gold pieces for the item. Will you pay him, or do you wish to move on and continue towards the market square? It's a good thing you guys have gold, because you almost would have lost it if it wasn't for the successful theft back there. Alright, I see some people who are interested in buying that fork. I'm going to last call this here. I always like these extra suggestions at the end, like vote 3, punch him in the face, turn into Superman, burst out of the top of the shack, zoom to Neuberg Keep, find the bad guy, punch him in the face, leave. Alright, sounds good. Sleep well, Takanjia. If you guys are not already following Takanjia, you should be. Make sure you follow our good friend Takanjia. He's a member of the GOG stream team, of course. Very good guy. So give him a follow. Also Canadian, so that's always a positive. We're big fans of Canadians on this channel. Alright, I'm going to close this poll, so you guys are going to buy this garden fork. Alright. You guys have just gotten a rusty garden fork. Aw, yeah. Thanks, Splatter. Okay. The old goblin, for by now you are fairly sure that's what he is, takes your money, inspects it by the light of the candle, bites each coin in turn, and then throws the coins over his shoulder to add to the heaps of debris. He hands you the broken fork, and you can see that it is the head of a weapon, a 3-pronged sphere of blue metal with vicious barbs and intricate inscriptions overlaid with copious amounts of rust. And let me show you guys what that... There's actually a picture of this dude. Okay.
Even cleaned up, it won't be of much use without its shaft, the goblin tells you. But if you can find its handle, it should make a prodigiously powerful weapon against those southern scum and their horrible pets. I've kept that spearhead since before most of the buildings in this town were built. I was told it was broken in the battle fought on Castle Hill itself, before there even was a Neuberg or a keep. The Southerners were defeated and fled. The legends say that their unnatural allies were swallowed up by the ground on which they stood, and that the spear shaft went with them. They were mortally afraid of that spear, the stories say.
You put the spearhead in your backpack and make your way to the market square, still wondering whether you have wasted your money. I think it sounds pretty good. Plus you got to see a picture of an awesome old goblin, so I think it's a win-win. Okay. By the time you arrive at the wet and windswept market square, you have managed to elude your shadows. Your adventures in the Merchant's Quarter have not provided many answers to the puzzle of what is going on in Neuberg, so where will you try next? You can go to any part of the town that you have not already visited. You can either go down to the riverside or to Neuberg Keep. I think I'm going to give you guys a save point here. First of all, let's have you open the poll there. And let's do that. Okay. Doing the classic RPG thing of explore everywhere, right? There we go. Oh, what's up, dude? What is up, Brockus? Brockus, am I allowed to tell chat about the events which altered and illuminated your day, or not? Otherwise, that can be real vague and generic. Yeah. So, guys, Brockus, who is an IRL friend of mine, Brockus passed a graduate school, basically, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Exam, like a major graduate school exam today. So he is advancing forward in his career. I'm drunk, so sure. He's advancing forward in his career. So can we get some hype for Brockus? Some congratulations on successful passage. I'm drunk, so sure. Successful passage, people. The success is real. You do hear some Witcher music. What's up, Cairo? How you doing, man? Yep, master's in education. Yep. So he is. He's got his master's in education. He's passed what he needed to pass, which means you're completely good, right? Now, like that. That was the last thing you needed to do, right? I believe, correct? Okay. Did I last call this already? I didn't. All right, let me last call now. It's pretty obvious where people want to go, but nope, not quite. What do you have left to do? Oh. You have a master's in starting and stopping your master's. Now the PhD. Still, man, listen. Seriously, dude, congratulations. I mean, I won't get into details, but, you know, given everything, you should feel extremely proud of yourself. So congratulations, man. I'm really proud of you. That's great. Super, super great. Not surprised. Not surprised. I had a feeling you could get it done. So, congratulations, dude. That's awesome. Welcome to the elite ranks of graduate degree. No, yeah, no, of course, man. Of course you did. Of course. Of course. You realize now that you can say hi to everybody and you can be like, hi, I'm Brockus. Master's degree. I am, you know, hello, what's going on? Oh, can I help you, sir? Certainly you can. Master's degree. It's very important to do those things. Okay, so you guys are going down to the riverside. You can put it on your emails. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. You earned that. You earned that. It's awesome. Do I insist on them? Excuse me. Ugh, this cough is annoying me. Do I have any IRL friends that aren't in or are out of college? Well, I have a lot of friends that are out of college, yeah. In fact, most of my IRL friends are out of college because they're older, so most of my IRL friends are out of college. Wow, Elias, wow. George Bush had a master's degree, yeah, congrats. Wow, dude. Damn, son. So, Cairo, I don't insist on people calling me, you know, Dr. Wilson or, you know, Professor, one of those two, but I do make it, I mean, make it clear is not the right word. I've never actually had to say this to anyone. I've never had a student who's tried to call me by my first name. If they do that, I'd be like, yeah, no. I've had students call me, hold on a second, what the flip? No, we're going with this soundtrack. Cool. But I've had students that have called me Professor, and then some that call me Dr. Wilson, and that's fine. Either one of those is fine. I mean, there's a certain level of respect that you need to have, which means that, like, the first name basis thing does not not with students that are in class. I've had students once they're older and out of class that we've gotten to be on a one first name basis, but not sort of in class type of thing. Right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, while they're in class. Now, you know, in fairness, most of my students, even afterwards, like if they get in touch with me like 3 months later, they're still calling me by my last name because not much has changed. But if I have a student who comes to me 5 years later, I mean, I'm not going to, you know, that's fine. And honestly, for me, when I went back to my old professors, it took a long time for me to break the habit of calling them by anything but their full, you know, Dr. Peterson or Dr. Shea or whatever, right? Later on, I changed it up because I realized at a certain point that when I was going back to them asking for recommendations, when I'm in my early 30s and I'm asking for a recommendation to get hired at my current institution, St. John's, it doesn't make sense to go back to my graduate advisor and still call him Dr. King. No, at this point, his name's Tom, because that's, we're peers at this point. But that transition was kind of strange. Yeah, it's like a nervous tick almost. You know what I mean, Cairo? Like, it's almost like, dude, I can't. That's like my high school history teacher who I loved, That's Mr. Broverman. Like, I can't call him. And it's funny. When I was at the University of Connecticut doing my master's degree, I actually had my history teacher, Mr. Broverman's son, in my class. So obviously, I called them by their first name. Right, but it was weird because I'm like calling him by his first name, but I'm like, "How's your dad, Mr. Broverman, doing?" It was really odd. Like, he's like, "My dad," and I'm like, "Yeah, Mr. Broverman." Like, I didn't. It was a little bit odd. So, yeah. Day one calls me Arv will be a glorious day. That'll be an interesting day for sure. Okay, sorry about that. Down to the riverside. Let's see. As you walk along Fish Street towards the river, it is obvious you are entering the poorest quarter of town. Here the river is no longer clear. It is spread into an oozing marsh, and a stench pervades the entire area. Only a few boats are tied up at the rotting jetties. The riverside path, known as Shivering Lane, is ankle-deep in clinging mud, and the pitifully decayed cottages seem to be settling into the marshy ground. The few local people that you see are small, swarthy types and are dressed in drab rags. There are no shops, and nobody is working on the boats and barges. A cart is approaching from the northeast. The two horses are having difficulty pulling it over the muddy, pitted surface of Shivering Lane. As it nears the wharves, you can see that it contains a contingent of robed warriors. Do you want to conceal yourself in this unpleasant part of town in order to spy out the robed swordsmen? Or would you rather go directly to Neuburg Keep? I actually have had a couple of my students, one in particular, who found out that I had a Twitch stream. Because I don't really, I don't talk about it in class, but I don't conceal it anymore. It used to be when I first started on Twitch, and actually next week, April 12th, will be my 5-year streaming anniversary. I started streaming April 12th, 2012, which is bizarre to me that it's been that long, but we'll do something hopefully special on Tuesday the 11th. But anyway, so when I started streaming, when I first created my account, and I created my account I think November or early December of 2011. Thank you, Kill. Almost. But when I first did it, I wasn't sure because I didn't have tenure at that point. No, I had tenure, but I hadn't been promoted yet, and I wasn't sure if I wanted. I just didn't know how it was going to play. I thought it would be fine, but I didn't know for sure how it was going to play, so I came up with a pseudonym, and I just used the name of one of my characters. So if people were familiar with my books, they might have been able to put two and two together. But at the time, it was early. The Third Sign had only been out for like 3 years. I didn't have anything else out except a short story or two. So I was still kind of, below the radar. And, then I just started to like the name because people were, everyone got used to calling me Arv and whatever, that was fine. And then when I started streaming, I didn't use a webcam for like, 8 months to a year or something like that. And then I finally started to stream using a webcam. At that point, I basically sort of laid it all out there. And so now I don't, then I got promoted in 2013 and to full professor. And now then I was like, what are you going to do to me? So, and I'm not ashamed of it. I mean, as I've said to many people, Twitch is one of the best things that I've done for my writing career, period. It's been enormously beneficial to my writing career, and it's been really great in general. I mean, just the community, the quality of what we're able to do here on Twitch. I mean, there's been so many good things that have come from Twitch for me that I'm proud of it. I'm happy to be streaming here. And so, I don't conceal it anymore. So I had a student who actually talked to me about being on Twitch, and he actually saw me, I think, during a D&D stream. And he was like, oh, that was really cool. And, my feeling is at this point, I would easily be able to explain why I do it and why I think it's important and why I think it's significant. And I actually use it as part of my profile now because, I have, 4,300 followers. I have this very successful Patreon. So that's something which publishers, hopefully, and other people will look at and say that I've got an actual base of people, which I think is great. And so the thing about with students you have to be careful with is, got nothing to hide, yep. But the thing about it with students, and then we'll go on, I'm sorry, it was interesting because Cairo got me thinking about it. The thing about it with students is you have to be a little bit careful because you have a certain relationship with students when you're a professor or a teacher, right? There's a certain assumed authority, there's a certain relationship you have with them. And I don't, my father, who was also a college professor, referred to each of his students by their last name, Mr. or Mrs., Mr. Rodriguez, Mrs. whatever. And that worked for him because he was very respectful always when he was doing it. Like he said, that was kind of and they loved him. They loved him. At my father's funeral, there were probably a good 150 or 200 students in the church, just students of his, which always stuck with me, how many students really loved him. So that's what he always did. But from my point of view, there's a different relationship between what we do on this channel and what I do in class. There are definitely connections to it. I do try to do some teaching here. I try to do hopefully some instruction, but I don't have a responsibility to my viewers in the same way. I think I do have a responsibility, but I don't have a responsibility to, get you a certain level in terms of your knowledge of Renaissance drama, of Shakespeare, or revenge tragedy, or fantasy fiction, or science fiction, or whatever. Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. I'm not responsible for that here. What I am responsible for doing is maintaining a positive community and for setting, hopefully from the top, setting a good example from which the community can kind of organically grow. And so for me, it was important for me that I not confuse that. And so students showing up, there you go, exactly, Kilobiter, liminal space in the core mask. Indeed. That reference, though, I like it. So for me, I just have to be a little bit careful. So that's why I don't advertise it in class necessarily. If they find it, I don't deny it. I'm like, oh yeah. And the same thing with my band. There have been students who've been like, do you have a band? I'm like, yep. I don't, there's nothing to be ashamed of. I don't do anything in my life that I'm ashamed of. But I think in terms of sort of like the dynamic between me and the students, that's a little bit different. So yeah. Hell yeah, he was. Yep. Brachus was there, man. He was there back in the day. I've known him for a long time. I guess we met each other for the first time when I went up to Burlington. So that was like 97, 98, something like that. So I've known this guy for like almost 20 years. I've known Brachus for a long time. And yeah, it was really important to me. You were 16, yep. That makes sense. Yeah, because I was 24, 25, something like that when I got up there. Yeah. Something like that. So yes, I've known him for a long time. Yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool. So anyway, that's a long-winded way of saying that it's a different dynamic, but I'm not ashamed of it and all that kind of good stuff. So, okay. Right. So, we got a last call going in here. Oh, your first stream with me was a pre-face cam fighting fantasy stream. Yeah. That's right, man. That's right. And then you started doing, it might have been Forest of Doom, except I want to say that I had the face cam for that. The first ones that I did the Sorcery series without a face cam. I did Warlock of Firetop Mountain for sure without a face cam. I think Citadel of Chaos, which is the second book, I think by then I might have started using a face cam because it wasn't that long into it. So, hey, what's up, Jay? I'm against really lazy jump scares. Oh, God, you're right about that. I am not about the jump scare. I don't like it, sir. I don't like it. I do not like it. It was after Sorcery. Yeah. But I mean, like, and all the cool people that I've met through Twitch, that I've met directly, like, in addition to all the people that I've had, so many conversations. People have been so kind to me. And Dragon Spear, sent me a soccer jersey and a dragon for my daughter. Kilobyte has done overlays and stream displays and splash screens for me because of his talent. So like Cairo, I know back from the Destructoid days, and Cairo obviously is now in my D&D session. I've met J-Rab face to face, which is really cool. I've had many people that I have met or spoken to or talked to either online or directly, and I think that's amazing. I really, it's sort of built up my community, my own, what I feel is my own personal community of people that I look at and go, these are people that I can count on. That's been really awesome. And tying those communities together, having this sort of IRL with the virtual, in quotes, communities has been cool too. Yeah, so do I, Cairo, dude, for sure. Cairo, what we should do, actually, I don't know whether this is impossible for you, but in June, I'm going to be coming out to Columbus, Ohio for Origins, which I do every year. It's a convention out there, because I'm a part of the library, the Writers' Library, which is like a small version of the Writers' Symposium at Gen Con. We do panels on writing and stuff. And I'm going to be there selling books and so on. I'm driving out with a friend. I don't know how close Cleveland is to Columbus. I don't know if it's like an impossible drive or whatever. But I would love to do that, dude. That would be awesome if you wanted to hang out. We could even actually hang out, grab dinner or whatever, and maybe even we could even maybe play a game and stream it or something if you wanted for extra funsies. But we don't even need to do that. Obviously the big thing would just be hanging out. Short 2-hour drive and you love Columbus. Awesome, dude. That's awesome, dude. I'm excited. I'm excited anyway about this trip, but yeah, for sure, dude. I totally want to do that. By that point, it'll be June, so I imagine we'll be setting up for the inevitable Cleveland-Boston, Eastern Conference final. Excuse me, man. I beg your pardon. Am I going to Boston? Yes, in July. I'm going to be there in July at ReaderCon, man. And we should also get together, dude, for sure. I'm going to be in Boston in July for ReaderCon, so we should totally get together for that. That would be awesome, dude. Yeah, let's chat about it for sure. That's awesome, dude. And, dude, Columbus is badass. I love Columbus. Columbus is so cool. The freaking, the International Market near the Convention Center, this place, guys, is it's basically this unbelievable food market where they have 40 or 50 different kinds of international foods. Indian, Thai, Tibetan, barbecue, Belgian waffle maker, deli sandwich place, pickles. They've got Jenny's Ice Cream, which is a local place there that's very famous there. It is awesome. Freaking crazy good. Yeah, we should hang, for sure, dude. Yeah, and not only that, we should hang, and that way you'll get a chance to see how... oh, no, my daughter's not going to be with me. Okay, well, no, yeah, wait, that's completely wrong. You'll get a chance to see, because Clea's coming with me, and Cinnamine and my son Kalen, so you'll get a chance to see us. The whole family. Yeah, it really is, dude. It's really cool. You're going to Philly in November? Nice, dude. I don't know about PAX Philly. I'm going to... The last convention I'm probably going to of the year is going to be CanCon, which is in late September. There is an off chance I might go to World Fantasy in October, but that kind of depends on... It's kind of like drawing an inside straight. It's not very likely. So, yeah. Yeah, PAX is doing this PAX Philly thing now. I want to figure out how to get into that, man. I would love to be on PAX Philly. I want on a panel there. I'm hoping, I can't talk about why, but I'm hoping that connected to the ArvCon situation, maybe we'll be in a somewhat better spot to do that. That would be lovely. PAX Unplugged, all board games. Oh. Including, obviously, D&D, right? I assume D&D has got to be part of that. Yeah, no, I remember, Dragon, you telling me about that. I remember you telling me about how awesome that was a year or two ago, and you're right. It was totally cool. Okay, so sorry guys, I got sidetracked chatting with all you wonderful people. Okay, so you guys are going to spy on the robed swordsman. You have chosen poorly. No, I'm just kidding. All right. You pull yourself into a narrow gap between two derelict warehouses opposite one of the few usable jetties. A barge is tied up here, and you guess, correctly, that the cart is making for this jetty. When the cart comes into sight, you see that it bears the coat of arms of Baron Tholdor, And in addition to the four of the Southern Warriors, it carries a number of casks and boxes. It seems that a consignment of goods from Neuburg Keep is about to leave town by river. The soldiers pull whips and clubs from their belts and proceed to collect a team of laborers from nearby cottages. With much cursing and groaning, punctuated by the occasional crack of a whip, the small riverside men manage to unload the crates from the cart and carry them onto the waiting barge. This takes a long time and you're becoming very impatient. The soldiers are impatient too and start to use their whips and clubs more frequently. Are you going to continue to wait and watch, or will you leap from your hiding place to attack the robed bullies? Well, the other reason that Philly is good for me is that Philly is like an hour. I actually just applied again to Philadelphia Comic-Con. It's an hour away from me. So, I mean, it's like, and actually, my what, you know, I'm going to try to get into a panel there, but honestly, even if I don't get on a panel, if I'm not going to be elsewhere that weekend, I may go down there with my family because my daughter loves board games. Clea, my wife, loves board games. My son is only going to be a little over a year old by that point, but he's going to learn to love board games because he's my kid. And that would be fun. That would be fun. I mean, it's real close, so I could even come down for just the day and then come back. So... What have I been playing? I will tell you. What? Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. So what's it going to be? Wait and watch or leap from your hiding place and attack the bullies? So let's decide what we're going to do here, guys. Let's see. What have I been playing? I have been playing Lords of Waterdeep. We have been playing... My favorite game of the last year is the game Mysterium. I don't know if you've played this game. This game is off the hook good. It's sort of like Clue meets Dixit. If you've ever played either of those games, it is so freaking good, Mysterium. Oh man, do I love that game. Clue is good. We've played a little bit of Railways of the World. I want to play more of that, actually. We've obviously been playing, as I mentioned before, we've been playing Fighting Fantasy IRL. I have a real-life friend that comes over and we play with my daughter, my wife, and him, playing this little Fighting Fantasy campaign. So I've been doing that. We've been playing... what is the other one that we've been playing? Oh, Forbidden Island is one of my... Forbidden Desert is one of my wife's favorites. It's like a co-op game designed by the guy who designed Pandemic. And it's basically this game where you have to assemble this airship to escape this desert. It's kind of cool. So yeah, you have it. Dude, Mysterium, so freaking good. Mysterium is great. It's not good, it's great. And I saw it. I remember seeing it last year. And I remember thinking, wow, this is awesome. And it was immediately sold out. And so the following year, so I guess it was Origins of last year I saw it, completely sold out. Gen Con last year I picked it up, just as good as advertised. I saw it being like played, being demoed, and it was pretty good. But oh my god, dude. So good. Terraforming Mars. I have not heard of that one. I haven't heard of that one. I have not played Ket, but I've heard of it. But now that you mention it, there's another game that I also play called Splendor. Splendor's good too, and there's a really good Android and iPad app for that, of Splendor. Also, I would put in a plug for Pathfinder Adventure card game. That game is sick. Really good, and it's especially good on tablet. I think better because there's so much card shuffling and stuff that even though I have the base set, I don't play it anymore because it's too much goddamn shuffling. Whereas with the tablet, you don't have to worry about that. So, amazing worker placement game. Oh, cool. No, I've actually not heard about Terraforming Mars. Boss Monster. I've heard good things about that. Yep. All right, let's last call this up. Made the bullies feel guilty by calling them poopy heads. Pardon me, dear sirs, why do you wear those robes? Clank, Don't Wake the Dragon. I think I've heard of that, maybe. There's another game we play called Bless This Mess, I think it's called, where basically what it is you have a bunch of people throw a bunch of cards. There's this huge pile of cards, and you draw from this card. You're given a card at the beginning, and then like something like automobile, plane, restaurant, actor, something like that. And then you pull cards from this pile of cards trying to find things that look like that. And you only have until the end of this timer to actually do it. So sometimes people have only one card. Otherwise, they just whatever. And then you take those cards and people vote on whose card belongs to whom. So in other words, thank you for the host chatter. Thanks, dude. Thanks, Shatter. So anyway, so you look at the different cards and you vote like whose cards belong to whom. My daughter's a big fan of that game. Big fan. All right, we got ourselves a tie, people. Are you going to wait and watch or leap from your hiding place and attack the bullies? We got a tie. Ked is available on iOS and Steam. Oh, cool, cool. See, Stellaris, I don't know anything about that. I've heard about Stellaris, Cairo, but I haven't, like, I don't know anything. I don't really know a lot about it, to be honest with you. I basically only know the name. I don't know anything beyond that. I've only really had one misfire on a game that I bought the last year or so, and it was this game called 8 Minute Empire, and it was one of those games I think I bought with my heart instead of my head. The mechanics were never going to work, but I was like, oh, it's so thematic. I love theme, you know, and I just, yeah. We should always attack the bully. You play it? Oh, what do you think, Splatter? There you go, Jay. You stick to your guns. So it's good, Splatter? Okay, let's close the poll. All right, leap from your hiding place and attack the bullies. All right, let's see what happens. Here we go. The riverside dwellers scatter in panic as you squelch across the muddy road and charge onto the jetty. The soldiers discard their whips and draw their curved blades. I'm sorry, what I meant to say was they draw their curved swords. Curved swords. You realize that you cannot hope to defeat them all simultaneously, and you choose to make your stand on a narrow plank that projects from one side of the jetty. The soldiers can attack you only one at a time, but you cannot escape unless you kill them all. Kill them all! Alright, people. You guys think you got this? Well, you know the writing equivalent of that, Cairo, is where someone, and this has never happened to me, but it's happened to friends of mine, where someone goes on Amazon and leaves a 1-star review of a book and says, Amazon didn't deliver this to my house, they delivered it to the wrong place. And they give the book a 1-star. We're just like... that kind of garbage. Okay. The flip. Excuse me. Damn it. All right, one at a time. Okay, here we go. Let's do it up, Dragon. You ready? Let's make this happen, man. So again, what Dragon's going to do is he's going to roll 2 dice. We're going to add that to the skill total. I'm going to roll 2 dice. And I'm going to say that you guys have a pretty good shot to get this done. Because even with 4 of them, your skill is impressive. Book was so stupid it got lost in my house. Exactly, Dragon. Nice, nice, Brockus. Now leave me a message. Yeah, okay. Hey, great job. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, boss. Okay, but isn't that what matters, that you know you did the right thing? Isn't that what really matters? Okay. So that's a 15. You need a 3 to tie, a 4 to beat. All right, you got the job done. Actually, wait, I'm sorry. It's 21, so there's no way that he was going to do that. All right. Down to 6 points. Next one. You can do it. You can do it, Dragon. Okay, it's a 19, so he needs a 13 to tie. Not going to happen. You'd have to roll real poorly. In fact, I'm going to be a little disappointed if you get hit by any of these next 3 dudes. That person, the one at the end, you might get hit by, but I'm going to be real. If you get hit by one of these first 3, you know. Oh, you're trying, though. 15. Oh, damn. All right, 9 to tie. Oh, he does it! The swordsman breaks through. Oh, the arrogance, though. The arrogance. I jinxed it. The arrogance. This is what happens when you're too busy singing Pirates of Penzance to actually fight. You're like standing on the plank. I am the Pirate King. Oh, God. So bad. That's really funny. All right. Well, you got hit. 5, right? 17. Let's see. So we need a 11 to tie, 12 to beat. He doesn't get it. Man, that guy, that was the best combat round that guy ever fought. And the best that he ever will fight in his life because he's about to die. He sort of sways back and forth, blood pouring from various wounds. Nine. Yep, put in a good effort, but does not do it. Okay, he drops to the ground. Immediately, the second swordsman springs forth, looking, if possible, even more incompetent than that one. Okay, this guy, you have a 7-point advantage in skill against this next dude, so no excuses. Take this clown down. 10. Oh, he tried with a 12. Look at him. It's so cute. They're so cute at that age, aren't they? He still gets hit. He did, like, the greatest move ever, and you're, like, casually, like, just dismissively wave your sword. Sting. Okay, a 7. He gets a 5, so we drop that down. This thing against 4 of them would have been interesting. I still think you would have beaten them, but it would have been more of a pain. But fighting them one at a time like this is, like, pretty crazy with this skill bonus that you have. Exactly, Kill, exactly. Alright, that was another 7, and down he goes. Alright, next guy. I love that they did callbacks to that moment in later Indiana Jones films, too. I love that. It's the best. Okay, third swordsman. This one again. No excuses. You gotta take this guy down. He's got more stamina. He's tougher, but he's not any better with the sword. I mean, 5 skill? I would probably have 5 skill right now, cough and all. I like that as he's doing this, too, that the fourth swordsman is, like, getting himself wound up. Like, he's on deck in baseball, right? So he's like... You know, he's like prepping himself. You know? Okay, 5. He gets a 5. Not going to get it done. Can't be tying someone who's got 7 points more of skill. I didn't know that. Really? I mean, it led to a very funny... Oh, look, a 9. So, 21. He's got 11. Yeah, you only lost by 6. No. Okay, 7-4. Alright, he's looking in bad shape. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I wonder if anyone could get away with that today. Like, I don't want to do it. They'd be like, no, sorry, you got to do it. I think that's all there is to it. And 10. Yeah, finishing him off with style. Okay. So down he goes. Now, I know this last one you can't see very well because it doesn't, because normally we don't have the window of that. We don't actually have the window. Oh, you know why that's not looking right? Because, oh, no, no, I'm wrong. Because you want to be able to see the skill and stamina. So he's got skill 8, stamina 4. Stamina 7, rather. What's up, Turtle? How you doing, man? Where's my dice roller? Okay. Right, so a 4. So that gives you 16. So he needs an 8 to tie, a 9 to beat. 8 to tie, so you do not damage him on that first hit. Now, this is the toughest of the group. You still have a 4-point advantage, so you still should not have much trouble dispatching this dude, but he is technically the toughest of the group. This is the big brother, you know. Alright, that time you hit him. I love that that first swordsman somehow hit you. That is the best. Somehow the first swordsman got in that attack. Yeah, they're basically killing a lot of swordsmen. That's basically what's happening, Turtle. A 12. Wow. You just, like, bear down on his sword arm. Okay. Alright, he's down to 3. Alright, what do we got? What do we got? Down to 3 stamina. 4. Let's see. 16, 8 to tie, 9 to beat. He didn't do it. He messed up his opportunity. He flew too close to the sun. Alright, 1 point of damage left. He's got 1 stamina left. He sort of looks at you, looks around him. The blood of his people are around you. Oh, thank you for the host, Outstar. Thank you for the host, Outstar. I appreciate that. I don't know if it's an auto host or a host with you actually here, but either way, I appreciate it. Thank you, Outstar. Head of the GOG stream team, incredibly talented artist. 7-5. All right, that is going to be enough. And the last one drops. Good stuff, guys. Okay, good job, guys. You defeated them, even though you will have to live with the shame of the fact that you actually got hit by one of them. So, okay. If you win, you can investigate the 1 crate that is left on the jetty, or you can return to this, or you can head to Neuberg Keep. So you can investigate the 1 crate that's left on the jetty, or you can go straight to Neuberg Keep. That's right. That first swordsman. That was the important thing. That first swordsman. Okay, what's it going to be, guys? You're going to investigate the crate, or you're going to go to Neuberg Keep? You know, I think the one thing they could have done to expand the sort of the complicator, the complexity of these books would be to have given it some kind of leveling system. It would have been awfully hard to balance that. But I could definitely see some characteristics where you could have set it up and had some leveling happen. They did it in other ways, but it would be interesting. So the crate might have loot. I mean, and you just killed 4 swordsmen, 1 in a row. You're bleeding from the flesh wound given to you by, you know, Cosplay Clown Shoes or whatever that guy's name is, that the guys that went after you, but... Thank you, by the way, for those of you watching on Outstar's channel. My name is Arvin Eleron. I am also a member of the GOG stream team. I stream there every Tuesday with my show called Pen and Pixels, which is about story and narrative in games. And then I stream on my channel. We do a lot of games here, but I focus a lot on RPGs, adventure games, things like that, because I'm an author, so story and narrative stuff comes into play. Also play a lot of D&D, which is my favorite game, and some Fighting Fantasy game books as well. We have a really cool Patreon that you can get a lot of cool stuff with. We have a Discord server and all that kind of good stuff. So please follow if you like what you see. Please check out the YouTube channel, !ArvTube for Bass Broadcasts. Please check out the Steam group, where you can hang out with the Arvanauts in between streams, and the Discord server where you can do that as well. And if you can support the Patreon and can get some cool things, !ArvTryon will get you right up there. Thank you very much, Dragon. I gotta get Discord put on that all things command. Actually, yeah, hey, Kilobyte or Dragon, do you guys think you could... this might be a pain in the butt, and so if not, don't do it right now. But is there a way that we could redo the all things command to include the Discord? So basically, it would go YouTube, Discord, Steam group, Twitter, Patreon, my website, my podcast. So what all it is just adding Discord to all things. Could we do that? I still want to keep the Discord command, but just for like all things sake. Again, if it's a pain, don't worry about it, but... I have said many times that I have the best mods in the business, because I do. Not only do I have the best viewers in the business, I have the best mods in the business, because they're awesome. And my viewers are awesome, so yeah. That's it. So all you other sucker MCs better step, because I have the best viewers and the best mods. What's up, Dave? How you doing, man? Thanks, dude. Too slow. By the way, if I haven't mentioned this already, you guys should also be following Shattermage, because Shatter is a cool streamer, really good dude, gave us a big boost to the Patreon that put us at the lofty heights that we now sit, that helped put us there. And Shattermage also is has been playing Elite Dangerous, and I've been lurking in some of his streams because I actually have Elite Dangerous, and I've been playing around with the idea of trying it sometime, even though the joystick configuration is nightmarishly complicated for me because I am not an airline pilot. So, but I'm thinking, I've been playing around with the idea of doing that at some point. I don't think I would stream it, or I don't know if I would. But anyway, it's interesting to watch him do it. And he's got this awesome voice system that he has set up, where he can basically be like, I think he was saying, I think it was like Legends is how you do it, Shatter. You're like, Legends, or something. And then it's like the computer's like, yes, sir. It's like, you know, launch, set up protocols, do all this cool stuff. And I'm like, this is awesome. So, yeah. So he's got a cool setup, so you should follow him. Nice, Div. Cool, man. All right, last call. We going to investigate this crate, people, or are we going to go to Neuberg Creep? What are we going to do? I do have Elite Dangerous, yes. I do have Elite Dangerous, and I have a Thrustmaster something. 65,000 something. But I tried to play it, and the configuration absolutely freaked me out as a complete noob. I mean, I've played X-Wing Alliance. I've played some of those games, but nothing with this complication level. So the voice commands, is that what it is? Dude, that voice pack was awesome. Oh my god, I totally want a voice pack thing like that. Oh man, that was awesome. But this is my joystick. It's a Thrustmaster, yeah. It's a T16000M. It's a good stick. It's a pretty good stick. It's not like the most expensive stick. Oh, no problem. No, that's fine. That's fine. No name. No problem. Thank you for doing that. And by the way, definitely I want to give a shout out to No Name for setting up the Potato Bot on the Discord server. Thanks. I think No Name actually wrote the Potato Bot, so thank you. Yeah, Mort, that was my problem. I was having trouble, and I couldn't get this damn thing configured. The big thing that was bothering me was the throttle. I wanted to be able to do the throttle. So if I could, like, not have to do that, and I could just voice command it, and then just use this just to control the thing, that's awesome. So, yeah, we'll see, dude. I don't know. My friend Matt, also known as Chrono Wolf, plays the game, and so does Darksaber. So I'm maybe. The problem is my time is so limited that I don't know, because it's the kind of thing that would be very sporadic, and I don't think I'd be able to stream it. Most of the time, like, the time I have to play games, I stream them, because, like, I don't have time to stream and also play games because I'm too busy. So I don't know. Excuse me. It's called voiceattack.com, $10. Ooh. You can control your apps. Aw, damn. Damn! That's pretty cool. I actually use Dragon Naturally Speaking. The only thing with my voice attack is that I use my line-in jack, and Dragon Naturally Speaking does not like that, and I have to switch it over to my mic jack, which I hate doing because it fouls up the other parts of my system. So I hope that voice attack is robust enough to understand different jacks, basically. So, totally play RPGs with the controller. Can you see me playing Might and Magic Legacy with this? Right? Just like left, left, left. Can you imagine Final Fantasy Tactics? I'm like, why can't you, son of a, oh, God. Be the best. Oh man. Yeah, I forgot Cairo. Yeah, lots of people play it. The truth is, I've always had kind of a soft spot in my heart for the space flight sim, especially if there's story-based stuff associated with it, and I know that that's not Elite Strength. Basically, I really want Star Citizen to come out. I don't think it's ever going to, and so I'm kind of just like, well, crap. And I played X-Wing Alliance and liked it. I think I got halfway through it and then gave it a rest. And I think it's, oh gosh. Why am I not remembering his name? It's not 5x9. There's a guy who, Tom, I believe it is, who loved me playing that and wants me to play it again. And every time he's like, every so often he stops by, he's like, hey, you ever gonna play it again? I'm like, I know. So, Grindtacular. Yeah. I know, Shatter. I know. That's why I don't know that it's streamable for me, but Okay, let's close the poll. A lot of good conversation tonight, which means we're not spending as much time on this, but that's okay. We're actually getting some progress, and we're having a lot of fun with this, so that's cool. All right. There is something very strange about this crate. At first, you're not sure what it is. An unpleasant odor emanates from it. As you lean over it, the smell overpowers the stench of the river, and you feel quite sick. You crouch next to the crate, and you suddenly hear voices from inside. You press your ear to the wooden boards, and you can definitely hear movement. Scratching, slithering, flapping. You look at every side of the crate, but you can find no air holes. If there is an animal or a person inside, it will suffocate before long. Do you want to look inside the crate? Do you wish to push it off the jetty and into the water, or leave it alone and go to Neuberg Keep? Can we be smarter and just call out to the voices inside? You know, Jay, in D&D, you could, but in Fighting Fantasy, a simpler world, you do not have that option. Open the crate, push it into the water, or head to Neuberg Keep. Hey, what's up, Parker? How you doing, man? Ladies and gentlemen, awesome bass player, cool all-around dude, editor for the Speculate podcast, E. Parker. Great, awesome guy, who I have met in real life. So what's it going to be? We're going to open the crate, we're going to push it into the water, or we're going to head to Neuberg Keep? What's it going to be? Oh my god, they're idiotically simple songs. Oh my god, dude. Are we talking like Miley Cyrus? Like, what are we talking about with idiotically simple? What kind of hot garbage are we talking about here? You know, this soundtrack on YouTube has 3,900 upvotes, 53 downvotes. I mean, now granted, that's 53 downvotes out of 564,921 views. Who downvotes this? On what basis would you downvote this? I mean, you could say, like, you don't like it as much, but, like, what? I don't get it. Oh, God. One measure looped. Auto-tune vocals. Oh, baby, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, God, auto-tuned. Yeah. "53 trolls." Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, reasons, right? Great div. It's talking about people who like soccer, so you'd be downvoting football. Just so you know. I'm joking. No, it's downvoting this soundtrack for Witcher 3 Blood and Wine soundtrack. Yeah, it doesn't use the Wii U. Well, I mean, I guess it was cross-platform anyway, right, Jedi? Because it came out on the Switch also, so maybe that's why. I think it's cool that they came out with it on the Wii U, though. That is a game I'll definitely be able to get. And I'm glad I got my Wii U, because I'll be able to get that, because pretty much I have zero reason to get a Switch now that it's on the Wii U. And I've watched enough streams to know that it's as good on the Wii U pretty much as it is on the Switch, so. If it's from the Rivals team, sure, I downvote the crap out of it. That's funny. Well, what are you a supporter of? As they say, who do you support? Really, Div? Damn. Okay, last call. Corinthians. Cool, Jedi Knight. Cool, man. I guess. I mean, it's not a lot of them, but I like, what? I mean, there's things where I hear it where I'm like, okay, clearly, it's just like an orchestral soundtrack that's well done and professionally designed. I wouldn't downvote it. Like, I might be like, okay, this isn't for me, but I wouldn't downvote it. I downvote, like, stupid videos, or I downvote, like, actual garbage music, like someone doing a live cover of a song that they clearly don't have the voice to do, or whatever. But something like this, like, it feels to me like you're having to stretch to downvote it. And if you're downvoting because of an autoplay, that again is sort of like giving a 1-star review to a book of mine on Amazon because Amazon shipped it to the other person's house or something. And so you put the 1-star review on my book. That has never happened to me, but it's happened to friends. So, yeah. There you go, Parker, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Parker. Yeah. Okay. So, open crate it is. All right. The crate is made of thick, seasoned hardwood, and the lid is held in place by nails as big as your fingers. Both your sword and your temper are close to snapping by the time you succeed in prizing the lid away from the other timbers. The scrabbling noises from inside the crate rise to a crescendo as you flex your muscles and throw the lid aside, to find yourself staring at a disgusting and incomprehensible horror. The crate is full of human limbs. There are hands, feet, and arms. Some are well preserved, others are decayed and putrid. The fetid stench is overpowering, and all of them are moving, slithering and groping towards you. You must test your willpower. You have to deduct a point of willpower and test your willpower. All right, here we go. Here we go, Dragon. You got to test your willpower. All right, good stuff, Mort. Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. Right, there you go, Kill. There you go. So you must test your willpower. So roll 2 dice. You need equal to or less than that number, which is 10, by the way. You're looking for the number 10. Either way, you're going to use a point of willpower. There you go. That's me. That's me, Parker. That guy. All right, here we go, guys. You're staring right into a mass of limbs. Woo! Just. Okay, so you were at 10, as I said. So now you used it, and you did it. Wow. You got it. Okay, successful. I want to make sure that it's equal to or less. Yeah, so it says, okay, good, that's right. If your willpower drops below 6 points and you then test your willpower unsuccessfully, you will lose your grip on sanity. So there are limits to what happens in this case. Okay, so you make a successful roll. You recoil with a cry just as the questing fingers of a decaying hand are about to touch your face. With manic speed, you snatch up the crate's lid and slam it down over the squirming mass. Sobbing, you use your bare hands to hammer at the nails until you're sure that lid is secure. You collapse on the jetty and try to recover your scattered wits. Sometime later, you stride grimly into the center of town, determined to seek out the source of Neuberg's horrible afflictions. Well, damn, people. Freaking sending like boxes of limbs to people. That is freakazoid right there. Terry Goodkind, only not as good. My Terry Goodkind impression. Except that you need to imagine me with with the man ponytail, right? Going halfway down the back, slick back, and then like basically me holding a copy of Atlas Shrugged. Jackass. I know, right? No, you just hammer the thing closed and just you're like, screw this. Like you're just like, I am out. I'm out of this nonsense. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to give you guys a save point here, as you navigated that reasonably well. Alright, here we go. The road winds up Castle Hill towards the brooding bulk of Neuberg Keep. The few townspeople you meet shake their heads and avert their eyes. They obviously believe you are either recklessly brave or completely senseless. The path becomes steeper, the houses are fewer, and are little more than stone-fronted caves. Oh, really? Yeah. And the black towers of the keep's curtain wall loom above you. The path you are on appears to lead directly to the castle's main gatehouse. There is a smaller, overgrown path that leads off to the right. Do you wish to stay on the main path, or do you wish to take the right-hand trail? I want to remind everybody to make sure you're looking at notes all the way through. Make sure you're looking at your notes. Yeah, well, pretentiousness is a function of the self, right? Not the hair quality. So he is as pretentious as it gets. It's part of your right. It's part of your affect, Parker. It's part of your like demeanor. Like when people ask you how you're doing, you're like oh, not too problematically bad, thank you. I do feel that the wind is a little north by northeast, though. It is perhaps somewhat sultry for my complexion. Alright, so what are we going to do, guys? We're going to stay on the main path, or we're going to take the smaller path to the right? It's my idiom. Fire is evil and needs to die. Oh, God, that scene is the stupidest scene I have ever read in a professionally published book. It is the stupidest scene. It is just staggeringly dumb. Yes. Everything must have a qualifier or a quantifier. Agreed. You need to add words to your speaking to provide extra opaqueness. Alright, so smaller path to the right or staying on the main path, guys? Nope. I like to bring good authors on Speculate, not incompetent, irredeemable hacks. And especially not ones who have a libertarian agenda to press. Not even that. An Ayn Randian agenda. I'm not being fair to libertarians. An Ayn Randian agenda to press. No, thank you. The guy writes either, like straight up irredeemable garbage or torture porn, and neither one of those is of interest to me. Ugh. What a nightmare. And there's not a lot of writers that I can say that about. There's authors that Terry Brooks is I think is a solid author. Obviously I have a soft spot in my heart for Ed Greenwood, but but there's a lot of, Jim Butcher. I mean, there's a lot of people that are somewhat, popular that I could see people having problems with parts of their writing. But the only one that I think is just a complete hack is Goodkind. And the reason, again, is because it's the combination. It's not just that he's a hack. It's that he's a hack and then he's incredibly arrogant. He says, I don't write fantasy. Well, I write literature, not fantasy. As if there's some distinction between those things. How he doesn't hang out with other fantasy authors because he doesn't want to be, he feels like he has a higher purpose. I mean, he's a jackass. He's a complete jackass. Exactly. That whole thing, honestly, for Parker would just be like beep 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 beep. So then beep 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 beep. You're stupid. Beep beep. You beep beep. I beep. It would be amusing. And incidentally, a little news on that coming very soon, Parker. By the way, little news that may have a Twitch tie-in as well. We've been much slower in our podcast releases just because of health reasons and how busy Mike and I both were, but that's going to be changing soon. All right, last call. Exactly. Hi, my name's Greg, and I'm Brad, and we want to thank everyone for joining us today. Please check out the Patreon and support us wherever you can. Thanks. Have a good night. And then that would be really funny. We just post that, and we're just kind of like, this is one of the more insightful interviews we feel we've done. We really got to the heart of his work, and yeah. No, he wouldn't want to come on with us. Even though, I mean, like, I don't want to do this, so I'm not going to put myself up there because I don't think it's reasonable for me to assess my own work. I think I'm a much better writer than him, but I don't know. I'll leave that to people who have read my work. But I'm telling you right now that Brad, and I can speak about someone who's not me, Brad is 10 times the writer Goodkind will ever be. And frankly, Mike Underwood is also much, much, much better than Goodkind ever will be. So, the people we bring on are people that we think are peers. There are equals or they're better. When I bring on Robin Hobb, I'm under no illusions. Like, Robin Hobb is a master of the genre, and I would like at some point to get to the point where I'm as good as Robin Hobb. Robin Hobb is ridiculous how good she is. Kiz Johnson, same thing. Incredible writer. Brandon Sanderson, very, very, very fine writer. So we like to bring on people who we are, equal to or less, not equal to or better, for the most part. And oh my God. You'll be a professional and do the job. Yeah, Parker does a great job on the edits of them. He really does. I feel, very fortunate that we've had him as an editor. And I'm proud of the show. I'm proud of the show. I think we've done a lot of good work on it. As I say, the last 4 months or so, it's been way slower in terms of release schedule. We haven't released something in, I think, like a month and a half. And the reason is just time, because we've been so busy and stuff. So busy. But we're going to try to get back into it because Mike and I both enjoy doing the show. But it's just, a matter of time, basically. Okay. Right. So, did I last call it? I challenge Good Kind to a duel. You might win. The podcast is Speculate, the podcast for writers, readers, and fans. The reason we called it Speculate is because of speculative fiction, which we write, and it's focused on fantasy fiction, so it seemed like the right kind of title. So speculative fiction. Yep. Okay. So take smaller paths to the right. Yes, you paid attention to your notes. Yes, you did. All right. Hacking at brambles with your sword, you follow the path around the hillside in the shadow of the battlements. The path veers to the left and disappears into a clump of bushes at the base of the wall. You push aside the prickly branches and discover a small door, which you have some difficulty in opening as there is just as much undergrowth on the other side. You cut your way down a flight of stone steps and find yourself in an untended kitchen garden. The vegetable patches, herb beds, and fruit trees are wildly out of control, and it's impossible to see across the garden. You can make out that the garden is square, is surrounded by walls, and has the remains of a gravel path around its edge. You are at the midpoint of one side. Will you turn right or left? Yes, he has. He may have had something to do with it, with editing him. Yeah, he has. So the thing about the genre. So what do you guys want to do? Right or left? Let us decide if we're going right or left, folks. So Parker, one of the things that so the thing about the genre. Sorry, Kilobyte. It's basically a catch-all term. It is a reference to all of the. It's a reference basically to. It's basically a reference to any kind of fantasy or science fiction. Technically, horror even falls under this genre. Anything which is sort of out of the ordinary, the what ifs, the sort of magical, the technologically magical. There's that famous quote that at some point science becomes so advanced that it is sufficiently indistinguishable from magic. So at a certain point, technology seems very much like magic. So anything that involves speculating about possibilities, that involves technology, magic, something beyond our ken or our knowledge, something which does not actually exist in the real world, that's basically what speculative fiction is. And I like it because it keeps us from having to do what we used to do, which is science fiction fantasy, which sometimes people still do. But then they just say everybody in the SFF field, which is okay. But it also leaves out horror too. So then it's like SFFH. Which would be an issue. Yeah, the horror guest probably was Maurice Broadus. Maurice writes horror. And Maurice actually writes other things besides horror. Maurice writes fantasy too. I love Maurice. Maurice is a great guy. Great dude. And yeah, he writes, he definitely does that. He definitely writes horror. So yes. That's it. Yeah, any technology suitably advanced is indistinguishable from magic. Right, that's it. Thank you. That's the quote. Yep. All right, let's last call this. Female horror writer. Female horror writer. Well, we had Holly Black on. Holly Black might be who you're thinking about. She wrote The Coldest Girl in Cold Town. We had her on. And I guess that is technically horror. I was thinking about that more as it's kind of fantasy-ish in a way. It's kind of stretching it. I guess it's theoretically horror, maybe. But that might be who you're thinking about. Holly Black's Coldest Girl in Cold Town. Yeah, Holly Black's a big shot. I have not met Dana Fredstein, no. I don't... Most of the people that I know that are horror writers are people that are that plus. So, you know, Maurice writes horror plus other stuff. Holly Black writes that plus other stuff. Yeah, that's Amal El-Motar. She, yes, she does stuff for NPR, yeah. No, everybody has been impressed with the audio quality, man. I've said that multiple times. Like, definitely, you know that. Like, definitely the quality's good. Short fiction or poetry? Yeah, oh, it was short fiction or poetry. Oh, you know what? Well, so There was a poetry show that we did with Nancy Hightower, who is a writer who used to do reviews for the Washington Post. And I happened to, last summer, I did an appearance in New York at a thing called Line Break, and she happened to be at that reading. But her and then my friend Brian Talawara, who is a Laotian American poet, he writes horror poetry and he writes Laotian American poetry. She writes some horror poetry here and there. So yeah, that must be who you're thinking about. That must be who you're thinking about, Nancy Hightower. Yeah, because she writes short fiction and she writes horror poetry, yeah. Oh, really, Kill? Yeah. Yeah, no, she's cool. I was glad to do that poetry show, actually, because poetry doesn't get as much attention, I think, as it should. And I have a soft spot in my heart for it because my dad ran a small poetry press, so I'm always on the lookout. All right. So right it is. Okay. Just a couple more choices here, guys, and then we're going to wrap for the night because I do have that con tomorrow, and we'll be able to continue this tomorrow. So. Oh, and she writes detective fiction? Oh, cool. You reach a corner of the garden. The path and the wall turn to the left, and in the corner, a gap in the wall forms a rough doorway into the base of one of the battlement towers. The interior of the tower is dark and silent. The path continues uninterrupted alongside the garden until it reaches another tower at the next corner. Do you want to enter the base of the battlement tower, or will you continue to the next corner of the garden? Yeah, Parker, yeah. That is just the way he talks, basically, so I think that was well said. That was one of the things when we were looking for an audio editor and we had you guys both do an audio demo. I think you had a much better grasp of not over-editing. The other person was like really hardcore aggressive on the edits, and you did a better job at sort of letting that stuff go. So. Okay. And there we go. All right, enter the base of the battlement tower or continue to the next corner of the garden, guys. What's it going to be? Hey, what's up, Elenea? Yeah, exactly. That's exactly why the editing you do really works well, Parker. You prefer your audio to sound jilted and incredibly wooden. Hell yeah on that. No, if you're going to produce off Broadway plays, you just have to mic everybody 10 times as loud as they need to be mic'd. And then just have them constantly clipping and like breathing into their mic like they're, you know, like that's what you need. If you really want the full off Broadway experience. No, that's not fair. I mean, it depends. There are some off-Broadway productions that are good ones, and those ones end up as the, you know, ones that move off of the off-Broadway thing, and they move up the line. There's other ones that just don't. Especially fringe festival shows, even more than off-Broadway shows. Fringe shows are wildly erratic. I've seen some amazing fringe shows, and I've seen some ones that I'm like, what is this garbage? And so, yeah. Yeah, man, it's true. Fresh Air and NPR. They got that audio, though. For sure. Okay, so continue the next corner of the garden or enter the base. Last call, last call. Okay. All right, here we go, here we go. Ah, I don't know, Kilobyte. We're past my knowledge of these books at this point, because all these ones we're doing are ones that I never did, so it's a whole new world to me, too. Okay. Continue the next corner of the garden. It is, okay. You have reached another tower in a corner of the garden. To your left, the path continues along the surrounding wall and passes a wide staircase that ascends from the garden. So basically that's where you came from, right? You went to the right, you went to the battlement tower, you kept going. Now you're where you would have gone if you went left. So if you keep going back again, you're going to be leaving the garden. So this is the last place, basically. The wall of the square tower in front of you is windowless, but there's a small wooden door at the base. The door is slightly ajar and there is darkness beyond. Would you like to enter the tower through the door or leave the garden? Okay, what's it going to be? Enter the tower or leave the garden? Parker's like, get out. Get out. This place is, remember, is where you were told to come, slightly ajar, mostly still ajar. It's where you were told to come, by, what's his face? Always to, it requires less thought. So yes, the priest. Yeah, I know. It's okay, Cole. It's okay, Parker. Music is so good. Nice. Was that generally all of the above, Parker? Let's last call that. Slightly ajar door. I know, it's true. It's amazing. You function very well on Twitch for someone who does not read or write, Parker. It's really miraculous almost that you've the obstacles you've overcome. All right, guys. Last call. Last call. What's it going to be? We entering the tower or leaving the garden? What's it going to be? I'm a savant with words. I can't explain it. It's good. It's impressive. It's impressive. Uh-oh. Oh no, why is our bot not responding? Okay, you're responding. Our bot has failed. Okay, well, enter the tower is the winner, so hang on just a second. I'm going to restart our bot. Sorry about that. Don't know what happened there. Our bot is generally fairly stable. Okay, so entering the tower was the winner, so that's good. Here we go. Netherwin has failed. Netherwin has failed. I hope Netherwin's doing alright. It's been a while since I've seen him actually in here. Netherwin's hanging in there. Cool. Alright. It's getting late for our bot too. Yes it is. Yes it is. And this is, we're closing in on the end here of the night. Okay. So we are going to enter the tower through the door. You step into the tower's dark interior and the door slams shut behind you. You spin round, drawing your sword, and with a gurgling roar, a ferocious creature attacks you. There is no source of light in the room, and you have no idea what you're fighting. Luckily, it keeps up a constant throaty growl which helps you to locate it. Its weapon seems to be a heavy, blunt object, and it is hindered by the darkness almost as much as you. Unknown assailant. Alright, here we go, dragon. Let's make this happen, dragon. It's a feral clown. $12. Damn! Alright. He gets a 4. That's not going to get it done. Well, bam. You hear him grunt angrily. Okay, next. Let's keep this up. 7. That's not going to get done for him either. Okay. It's just odd to me that they would remake that. I feel like that's been done. Oh, he's trying to lose. 15. He needs a 10 to tie and 11 to beat. Oh, he tried, but he couldn't quite get there. Couldn't quite get there despite your blundering in the dark. All right. Four. 7, still not good enough, and you kill it. In the Dark Tower, yeah. Okay. You pull open the door to throw some light on the dead body. It is a very ugly ogre, dressed in rags and wearing a huge white bonnet or turban on its relatively small head. It seems ridiculous. There is nothing else in the room except for a flight of stone steps leading up to the small door. Will you try on the oversized headgear, inspect the headgear first, or climb the stairs? What's up, Build? How you doing, man? Alright, guys, what's it going to be? Try on the oversized headgear, inspect the headgear, or climb the stairs? What's up, Build? How you doing, man? Alright, I see a lot of inspecting headgear suggestions. That's what I see. Alright, last call, since it seems pretty definitive that's what you guys want to do. Okay. Let's see, let me close the poll. Alright. The unusual hat is made of loosely wound strips of white cloth. It is surprisingly heavy, and turning it over, you find a shining, glutinous mass quivering inside. Two dark lumps embedded in the transparent gel seem to stare at you like eyes. You instinctively want to hurl it to the floor in disgust, but before you can do so, you are taken with the idea of trying on the hat. You are not sure where the idea came from, but increasingly it appeals to you as the best course of action. Test your willpower. Alright, you need to test your willpower. Dragon. Somewhere you're like, I should really try on this hat. This hat is good for me. I should try on this hat. Try on the hat. Oh yeah, nice, Parker. Yeah, I've heard, yeah. I never read the whole Dark Tower series. I think I read book 1, but... Alright, 7. Your desire to be rid of the thing overcomes the idea of wearing it, and you drop it, back away, and climb the stairs. And boy, that is a good thing, because let me tell you, that would not have been good at all. Okay, I know, right? Exactly. The door at the top of the stairs is apparently bolted or barred on the other side. It's also very battered and splintered. You conclude that the ogre you have just dealt with has made a sustained attempt to break through it with its club. You can think of only 3 options. Shoulder charge the door until it gives way, inspect it closely to find a way to open it, or yell, "I've just killed the ogre, let me in!" So those are your 3 choices. Shoulder charge the door until it gives way, inspect it closely to find a way to open it, or yell, "I've just killed the ogre, let me in." Theoretically, Dragon, although this doesn't punish you as much for zigging when you should have zagged, which I actually prefer. Option 5, roll dice with the door and higher number wins. It's like Talisman. Alright, and here we go. As you inspect it closely, the hat crawls up to you and no, just kidding. The thing about this book is that there's definitely a creepy factor to it. This is not just standard fantasy. This is very much like Curse of Strahd-ish type stuff. This is not... This is just... It's a little bit... Not, even more so than that. It's a little disturbing, you know. Parker, I know, but what then, though, right? What then? Okay. What are we doing? Inspecting it closely. right. So inspect it closely it is. A close inspection of the door reveals that between the battered wooden panels there are gaps through which you can insert your sword. With little experimentation, you're able to locate the bar and lift it out of its sockets. The door swings open about an inch. There is still a weighty obstruction on the other side. You shove at the door until it opens enough to let you squeeze through. You have barely had time to notice that the door had been barricaded with rakes, hoes, and chests full of smaller garden tools when you were attacked by an axe-wielding dwarf. You cannot back out through the narrow gap in the doorway. This will be a fight to the finish. Good news is, he's not very strong. Yeah, man. I mean, based on what you've dealt with on the job side, man, Okay, so here we go, dragon. You're fighting this dwarf. Skill is okay, but he needs some work on the stamina. On that stamina, though. Yeah, exactly, man. Alright, dragon. Let's do it up. Let's make that happen. Four. Okay, 16. 8 to tie, 9 to beat. He doesn't get it. Okay, you strike him. He looks in bad shape. Oh my god, really, dude? Ow. Oh my god, dude. This is 4, yes, sir. Exactly, Shatter. Alright, dragon, what else we got? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Alright, one more roll, dragon, please. Hopefully only one more. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Let's bring the noise. 11, that's what I'm talking about. Alright. You slaughter this creature in cold blood. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. A look at his body tells you that although very proficient with his axe, your opponent was quite old and frail. You are surprised to see that his hands and forearms are stained bright green. He must have been the gardener, to judge by the contents of this large and dusty chamber. Gardening tools, sacks of produce, bundles of dried herbs, and young shoots and pots are tidily arranged on shelves and benches. There is another door in the far wall. Let's see. The room looks interesting, but so does the rune-inscribed axe clutched in the dwarf's lifeless fingers. Do you wish to explore the room, or do you want the axe? Alright, what's it going to be? Explore the room or look at the axe? And this is just about the last decision that we'll make for the night. Okay, last call, last call. Last call. We got a tie. We got a tie here. Someone's got to break this tie. Gotta break that tie. Gotta break that tie. We're gonna break that tie. Gotta break that tie. Break that tie. Break a that tie. Okay. Break that tie, break it down. Okay. So look at axe it is. Sorry. You prize the axe from the dead dwarf's green hands, marveling at the workmanship that forged it. You cannot decipher the runes that run along the haft, but you sense that the weapon has magical properties. It is not just that it is so well made that it will improve your fighting prowess. You also find that merely hefting it in your hands fills you with bloodlust and a fearless craving to maim and kill your enemies. If you want to keep it, you will have to unbuckle your sword and leave it here. When using the runic axe, your initial skill is increased by 2 points, but your belligerence is increased too. Whenever you're given the option to fight anyone or anything, you must always choose that option, and you can never decide to escape from a fight. You could, however, leave the axe here and continue to use your sword. So, basically the scenario is, do you take the axe that makes you fight under all circumstances, or do you leave it? All right. It's the dude bro of weapons. Yes. Oh, it's the hold my beer of weapons. This is rough. Again, fight. Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds fun, but oh my god. That sounds to me like a nightmare waiting to happen. You'd have to fight anything you see. I feel like, I don't know. I think it's going to sound awesome until the time that it isn't. And then... And it's funny, because I can imagine other fighting fantasy books where they wouldn't tell you that. They would just say, oh, it seems like an awesome axe. And then they would never tell you, oh, by the way, if you take it, you have to fight everything. You know? That has not been the case, Jay. You guys have made some decisions. You guys have had some nuance in your decisions. You've had some nuance. Yeah. Well, does it raise your skill by the maximum? It's a good question. Yes. It does raise your skill to 14, but it does raise your initial skill to 14, yes. To me, but to me, you've already got a 12, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, 14's awesome, but this is just me. Again, I am basing this on no knowledge at all, because as I told you guys, this is all new to me too, with these books now. But I would be like, wait, what? Like, I don't know. I would be really worried about having something that made me fight. I don't know. This is me. I mean, yeah, it's a badass skill, but yeah, I just had this image the first time a little child comes up to you and is like, hello, sir. And you're like, kill it. You know? All right, last call. Yeah. Yeah, it's tempting, but that's kind of how I feel. All right. we will close that poll. And when we next start the game, we are going to be managing to go on and to see if we can actually get into the keep now. That none will oppose us. So good job, guys. We made some serious progress today. This was fun. We ended up with 18 out of 20 stamina, 12 out of 12 skills, 7 out of 9 luck, 8 out of 10 willpower, 1 gold, 4 provisions, but we did get the rusty garden fork. And we got into the garden and we got some serious information that we needed. So I think all told, I think we actually made some serious advances, I would say, which is good. I'm so glad that happens. That's really awesome. Okay, so we're going to save that like that. And that's going to do that. Hey, what's up, 0137? It stands for Fighting Fantasy. The Fighting Fantasy game books. Unfortunately, though, I'm just wrapping up now. Literally, I just saved it up. So hopefully you'll be able to come back with us. But unfortunately, I'm wrapping up for the evening. So it was good times, and hopefully we'll have more of that as well. So I want to thank everyone for making this an awesome sauce stream, as it was always. I want to thank everyone for making things awesome. We are going to do a raid, but before we do that, I just want to remind everybody, please support the stream if you haven't already done so by following. Hold on a second. Why is that doing that? There we go. Something was weird about that. Please follow the stream if you haven't already done so. Please follow the channel. Please check out the YouTube with !ArvTube, the Steam group with !Steam group, the Discord, which is brand new with !Discord, and Arvtreon, !Arvtreon, ARVTREON. Awesome, you'll be back. Cool, Zero. Thanks, man. Yeah, I was just wrapping up. I will be back tomorrow, yes, but it's going to be later than normal because I have a panel tomorrow starting right around the time that I would normally stream. So my best guess is that it's going to be more like this time, more like 9 o'clock or something like that would be my guess. So it'll be tomorrow evening, but again, if you're part of my Discord or following or whatever, you will get notifications that way. We are going to do a raid, and the way that we do raids is this way. And by the way, while we're doing this, don't forget to mark your calendars. Tuesday, I have the interview with the folks from Skyrim Enderal from Shure AI team, so definitely make sure that you check that because it will be good. The Arvanauts have landed, followed by Twitch raid, lowercase Twitch, uppercase raid. The key is to wait to do this until you have heard the audio outro. So once you hear my audio outro, then you want to let that drop like a mighty stream. But let's take a look and see who we're going to raid here. Bear with me for just a second. I'm glad that my cough calmed down. The second half, my cough was much better, which was nice. It was lovely. Oh, I know who we're raiding. Yes, I know who we're raiding. Okay. I know exactly who we're going to raid. So again, make sure you wait to do this until you hear my audio outro. I will see you guys, of course, tomorrow, as I said, or later today, actually Saturday, probably 8 or 9 o'clock Eastern, to continue with Beneath Nightmare Castle. Hopefully we will wrap it up because this is the last day that I've got free for this month. If not, we'll have to carry this over into May. I'd rather not do that. So hopefully we get it wrapped tomorrow. But if not, then we'll go on to May and we'll just deal with it. So that'll be fine. I want to thank everyone who made this an awesome stream tonight. Thank you to my amazing mods. Thank you to Dragon Spear for doing yeoman's work on all the rolling. Thank you to Kilobyte. Thank you to Shattermage. Thank you to all of my regulars. Chat, Div, Dragon, Parker, ECAG, Linnea, Faygwent, JRab, Jedi Knight, Kajeldio, Nonstop, No Name Namer, PKD Fan, Poltergeist Zero, Perkita Show. Thank you to Splatter Monkey, to TNS Mephiston, Uncle Lion, and WTF Mate. Great to see you guys again today. I had a good time. I hope you guys did too. And we will finish up the Fighting Fantasy Gamebook Beneath Nightmare Castle, our sessions of it at least for the month tomorrow. I will try to get the Patreon updated tomorrow or the next day. Sometime over the weekend I should be able to get that done. Now, we're going to go here, but again, do not go here until you hear my audio outro, as he realizes that he should go on his phone so that he can actually see this thing happening. So just give me a second. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. There we go. Okay, we are going to go here, and what I would like you guys to go, don't go until you hear my audio outro. We're going to go here. We're going to go raid Game Crashers. We're going to go raid Rob. This is his birthday, his unofficial birthday stream. So when you guys do that, if you could do The Arvanauts have landed Twitch raid and then happy birthday, or the Arvanauts have landed Twitch raid and then fireworks, or the Arvanauts have landed Twitch raid and then some birthday cake, something. If you guys could do that, that would be awesome. Let's go over and give Rob some love. He is playing some Horizon Zero Dawn. Remember the vocalist, member of the Infinity Beyond crew, good friend of mine on Twitch. He's a good dude. So let's do that. As for me, I will catch all of you wonderful people later on Saturday. If you're in the Tarrytown area, come to LunaCon and check out my panel tomorrow afternoon. And otherwise, I'll see all you wonderful people either on the Discord or later on today for my stream. Thanks, everybody. Love you all. You're the best viewers on Twitch. Till I talk to you next time, be good to each other. Have a good night.
Fresh and new, when it all seemed clear to you, when your aim was straight and true. Were your mind untroubled by the questions in the dark, content to play your part, open pathways to your heart? Were your life untainted by a host of broken dreams, when all your acts were queens, understood all that it means? Could you have understood the way your life was bound? Did you ever wonder how you got from there to now? Oh yes, you're gonna fly away from here, where the sky grows more clear, and your problems disappear, drift away down below. Watch them go down to your friends, where the trouble never ends, and there's always just one more day left to go. Now through your pile of broken lies, and your set of fake goodbyes, another cynical disguise. When will they catch you? All those little things you said, will it turn around instead? Blame the voices in your head. With all your subtle language, try and turn your life around. If your center gets unwound, you do your best to slow things down. And if you feel things that you never felt before, that shook you to your core, a shattered truth you can't ignore. Oh yes, you're gonna fly away from here, where the sky grows more clear, and your problems disappear, drift away down below. Watch them go down to your friends, where the trouble never ends, and there's always just one more day left to go. Life is only what you make. When it comes to your own vision, when you got to